And we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Trench Grenade live stream. Tonight, we will be discussing gun slop drama, people attacking Lucas Botkin, IAR rifles, and a number of other categories. Tonight, joining us, we have Bones Maloney, Uncle OG, and Protraband. What is going on, guys?
Not much, King. Just got back from helping the family down at the lake house and ready to crack into it.
Right. We have a combination of beverages tonight. I'm doing coffee to start us off. I know Uncle OG's got the whiskey rolling. Protraband, how you doing tonight?
Good. Hello, fellow SIG enjoyers. Got the iced coffee ready to roll.
You might need
What up,
it after
gang weed?
this. What kind of whiskey you drinking, Uncle?
This is the finest of fine. It is a certified Midwest fucking distillery
Good classic.
classic. Fucking it's Whistle Pig 6-year piggyback. It's their single barrel high proof, so I can get extra fucked up tonight.
That's good.
You know what I mean? After getting my dick hammered in at work all week.
Let's go.
Getting drunk on live. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You know,
Dude. It would be like catching me live at any other time because I'm basically drunk all the time. So
I was gonna say this is basically an old school Discord, except we're live. That's basically what's happening.
It's being videotaped live for the masses.
Instead of playing Call of Duty and slinging slurs at children, we're watching gun slop and slinging insults at people who deserve it.
Yes.
Speaking of people that deserve it, so the agenda, right? As we got chat rolling in here, chat, go ahead and touch base. Let me know if the audio is good and everything like that. The agenda for tonight, we're going to be discussing Colion, Noir, and the Warrant Poet Society and all of their, I guess, T-Rex arms defending and Lucas Botkin attacking. After that, we'll transition into some IAR infantry assault auto rifle or assault rifle, right? Whatever variation you want to reference there, into IAR rifles and their applicability for Minutemen, and then we'll discuss recce. And last but not least, if we feel like getting into it, the king of all SIG destruction, Protraband, will hit us with some behind-the-scenes knowledge, and we'll discuss that. But honestly, Uncle OG could get too drunk and ND and AK on screen, and this whole thing is going to go off the radar.
I'm strapped at the desk, ready to pop, bro. Don't worry. I'm fucking.
Oh my god.
It's ready to rock whenever.
On you. Just be careful. YouTube does not like it when people handle guns on stream, and they will nuke the stream.
Yes, well, we would never do that, and we only have
airsoft guns.
Airsoft, and yeah. So, without further ado, what is everyone's experience, I guess, to kind of open it up with Mr. Colion Noir? What is the lore?
I'll start here. I don't watch a ton of his stuff. I remember when he made the video on the Scar and compared the Scar to Ugg boots. I thought that was kind of funny. I watched a few of his other videos and then went, oh, okay, this is just another ad read YouTuber. I saw one of his videos where he did some crazy high-speed training where they gave him a gun that had like paint rounds in it. He did like a simunitions simulated scenario, and I thought that was really cool until it seemed like all the points he brought up were super forced, and he just said some shit that didn't make any sense. Other than that, I haven't watched his videos in forever. After every single gun he reviews, he makes up some esoteric lore about how it's buttery smooth and he loves every single gun he ever reviews. So that's where I'm at with him.
Yeah, every gun is like a woman is his thing. Is like, oh, yeah. This is like a woman. It's like, okay, I have nothing against Colion. I haven't seen him in a while either. To the extent that he's an advocate for 2A, that's cool. But yeah, I'll watch the video and I get through it. And it's like, okay, I don't know if there's any scalding hot takes in here, but we'll see.
Watching a Colion video, you're going to get a couple things. You're going to get an NRA shill. Right, he's going to shill for the NRA. He's going to shill for USCCA. He's going to have most likely a 300 blackout or some really stupid gun or a bolt gun. He's going to shill for a class that he's in for the instructor, right? And that's going to be the whole video. He's not actually going to perform well. He's actually going to miss more than he hits, which is commendable.
Oof.
I guess, to show the misses, right? It's commendable. It's, I guess, a minor pro there, or minor positive there. However, you're not going to get any sort of, I would say, entertainment from my perspective. It's not entertaining. It's not good content as far as training value. It's not educational. It is, in my opinion, and you guys might vary, Colion Noir's content nowadays is actual slop. It is, I would rather watch Focus Trip destroy somebody through drama than watch a 15-minute slop take from Colion Noir. Uncle OG, what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah. Colion Noir, you know, I've been in the fucking gun space for a good while now, since I was a wee lad, since I was a nephew, you know what I mean? And the vibes that I get from fucking Colion Noir is just like, he's a fucking paid actor. You know what I mean? That's exactly the fucking like vibe I get from him. Not only, I mean, the big one is obviously the ties to the fucking NRA and how gay that is, but also it's just like, I don't know. He never really had like this air of being genuine in his content. You know what I mean? Like, where the way that I see it, and when like with gun content on YouTube as a whole, it's like, where's the fucking come up story? You know what I mean? Like, this dude hit the ground like a fucking like a plant. You know what I mean? He's an industry plant, and it's just like we're supposed to give a fuck about what this dude thinks. Why?
His content feels very much so like, okay, industry's gonna release a product. Let's make people feel good about buying the product when they buy it, and then go, oh, is this good? And then they go, oh, Colion Noir did a video, click on it, and then they feel really good, and they're like, man, this is so cool. And then it stops there. You know, that's kind of what it feels like.
His entire channel.
He's very much a guy.
Yeah, his entire channel is literally Second Amendment news. Okay, so I'm like scrolling through for the audience to see right now. It's 2nd Amendment news. It's hot takes on self-defense rights, and you should be able to own a machine gun. It's all very cookie cutter. What you think a gun guy that goes on Joe Rogan's podcast. He literally is that persona. He's the guy, okay, I have to release a video on the Second Amendment news, or a shooting that happens, you know, about the gym shooting in Las Vegas. All of this is so, and he gets a lot of views, which is what is kind of concerning, because he gets a ton of traction on his channel, but it's all slop, right? And I think
it's for the normies, right? I mean, it's normie tier.
Yeah.
It's bread and circus for the masses.
Oh, okay, GPT, please make me a normie gun channel.
Yes.
Give me the script.
Yeah, give me the script.
Can you be pro gun control and pro Second Amendment? 11-minute video on that. 5 reasons why if you don't own an AR-15, you're stupid.
No.
200,000 views. Like, and then of course the one we're gonna get into tonight, my take on Lucas Botkin from T-Rex Arms, which is a 34-minute video of him having no take, and just basically
the non-take.
Yes, it's him basically just admitting, and we're gonna read the comments in a second. And I'm not gonna actually play the video because I don't want him to inevitably strike this video and us have to fight it. But basically, he talks for 34 minutes, and basically it seems like he's intimidated by Lucas. And that is basically what you can, he always comes off as, hey, I'm a tough guy. Look, in the video he has a cutoff shirt on, but he's not that guy, right? He's a lawyer. What are your guys' thoughts on all that?
I mean, I haven't really seen, like, I don't really watch a ton of his videos, right? I haven't seen this video yet. He definitely has a persona in his videos. I never really got the tough guy vibes from him, but I've not seen this video, so I don't know if, you know, if he's posturing, if he's just trying to come off as confident. I really don't know. I think it's, regardless of who you are, it's strange to try to portray yourself as what you're not. But I could see someone of where he's at in the community being like, I need to make a video, a very strong video about this. Well, even though he really doesn't.
Yeah, so maybe tough guy is the wrong word. He, kind of like what Protraban said, he always has an innuendo to make about a sexual innuendo or whatever about a female, right? Which is fine, what? But that's his stick. That's his image.
Like pro talk. Kinda.
Yes, but kind of cringy, if that makes sense. I mean, Pro, can you explain better, Pro Traban, like some of the, I guess, weird, like
I
buttery
gotta look.
smooth. He'll.
Well, yeah, he's always talking about like he'll grab an HK gun and he's like, it's got the curves of like a nice woman or whatever. It's like, or this is the
Okay,
6
Boomer.
that you settle down with. It's like, okay, and well, and I have to see this thumbnail. I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna research it because I mean maybe he was balling before this. Who knows? But his whole shtick is he's kind of like the nice guy, like nice, polite, approachable. To me, that's kind of what I get from him. Your takes may vary.
I mean, 12 minutes ago,
I mean-
Big Harlow, a random commenter, says, "What are you saying, bro?" 24 minutes of very vague reasons why he doesn't like Lucas and seemingly looks like an ass. Lucas takes your lunch money on the range any day, which is true. We all know Colion literally, if he has professional training, because I know he goes and shills for Thunder Ranch all the time, but whatever professional training he has, it's not worked.
I see the thumbnail now. To me, it's kind of giving like, down home Kentucky vibes.
Let me pull this
I
up.
don't know.
Jamie, pull this up. I'm doing it.
Let's read some of the top comments. 25 minutes into a 35-minute video on Lucas. I don't have any opinions on Lucas. Bro, ... 345 likes on that. Say what you want about Lucas, but the guy trains and pushes others to take responsibility for their own defense. 688 likes. I mean, the take right now to go against somebody who founded a company in their garage, lost said company to shady business practices by their own family, to go against that individual regardless of what your previous thoughts were on him, is probably going to be viewed in the public light as a bad, shitty take.
Yeah, maybe
I
that's
generally
purposeful
agree,
though.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think maintaining a sense of like success, or projecting his continuing his success is kind of like priority number one for somebody like this, where they hit the scene being high profile basically from the get. You know what I mean? Just not only on YouTube, but being backed by the NRA, if not currently at one point at least. It's like it's like what I said at the beginning. It's like it just feels like such a soulless fucking take that it's like like, don't get me wrong, I used to talk shit about Lucas Botkin. It was kind of easy.
We have spent a lot of hours in this
Yeah.
Discord server
Yeah.
laughing about him, but mostly positive. Not like, I wouldn't say it was from a place of like malicious intent, right?
Not really.
And that's
no.
some of what we're seeing from Warrior, what we're going to discuss in a little bit from Warrior Poet Society,
Yeah.
where it very much seems like John Lovell has been paid by T-Rex Arms to attack Lucas. And I think you're 100% right. I think if a Bones Maloney made a YouTube channel around the same time that Colion Noir made his channel, or a Pro Traband or Uncle OG made a channel around the same time, it would just be another John Lovell, if that makes sense. He just happened to be, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, a person of a different ethnicity, right, that made a channel at the same time, and he is the face of that community, right, whether you agree with it or disagree with it. So that leads to his publicity, the NRA backing him, blah, 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 and now here he is having a 34-minute video that we are now having to react to because he says nothing.
Yeah. Bread and
I
circus.
100% agree. And the thing about it's like free views right now, right, for Lucas to do a video on the Lucas topic.
Right.
But you're right,
he's like, I didn't want to make this video, but he went ahead and made the video and said nothing the entire time. It's basically it's just capitalizing on a shitty situation that was very personal to somebody. Like I said, I used to talk shit about the guy. It was funny, but it's like at that point it's just like it's protecting self-interest. You know what I mean? He's like, I was getting fucking dragged through the mud, so I left the company because they were a bunch of assholes. I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that. You know what I mean? Like, it's having a take against that is so like weirdly inhuman. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like
you could, if you're like,
fucking
well,
lizard
legally,
person.
the company didn't do anything wrong, and you'd be like, okay, from an extremely legal perspective, you
Yeah.
can say that, but there's still a bunch of dickheads for doing it, you know, and that's the whole crux of what occurred. So yeah, that's. I haven't seen Warrior Poet Society's video on it. I don't think I've seen a Warrior Poet Society since I bought a belt from them like 5 years ago. And so it is odd. It's an odd take to have. I guess, you know, be critical of everyone. Don't take anybody at face value. It's good to have differing opinions, but it's definitely interesting to be against the, hey, my family fucked me over, so I'm leaving and doing my own thing, and being like, well, did you maybe think that you did it to yourself?
Yeah.
That's why I think drama is good. In this aspect, drama can be good because people that come out of the woodwork with a hot take, like Colion Noir, I have to say something. Every other Guntuber saying their take, and you know, you can almost feel the anxiety of the release of this video that he felt like he needed to say something. So he said, I don't know what to say, but I don't like Lucas because Lucas is better than me, so I'm gonna say nothing for a half hour and get roasted in my own comments.
I mean,
No such thing as bad publicity, I suppose. You know what I mean? If it's clickbaity enough in that sense, it's like you said, dude. There's nothing fruitful that came from that video. You know, he basically said, I don't really like Lucas Botkin. I don't dislike him, but I just don't, you know, see the big deal in what happened. It's like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like can you show me on a map where the point is and fucking get to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna waste my fucking time for half an hour talking about bullshit because you're like insecure about your fucking success of your channel? You know what I mean?
And if he had come out and was like, oh, go ahead, I want to cut you off.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, if you just want views, then I agree. There's no such thing as bad publicity. If, like, views is your only metric, I don't know if that's true anymore. I think there very much is a thing as bad publicity in certain situations. But what were you going to say, Bones?
I was just going to say that it's if he were more confident in his statement of just like, this is all stupid, we shouldn't care about it, I think people would be more understanding of his position. He didn't take 30 minutes to say that, but the fact that he kind of didn't say anything for 30 whole minutes, it's just kind of like, yeah, like Okolji said, like, kind of what are we doing here? It almost, if you said nothing, it would have been okay. I don't know if anybody was calling to Colion or and was like, you need to talk about this, you know, like he was close to Lucas or anything. I mean, no video would have been a completely acceptable option.
I mean, you can tell what happened. He knows that if you titled a video with, you know, with the T-Rex arm stuff, he would get, you know, almost 200,000. I'm guessing this will get to 200,000 or more views. So it's a large chunk of change for a channel to literally say nothing, right? So he knew what he was doing. But what's funny is, I think Protraban kind of hit on this a second ago. You can expose yourself for having bad characters so easily in this community in 2025 with the SIG stuff going on. You could do a live stream, right? Tonight, Uncle OG could say something crazy or whatever, right? And we could have a discussion, and now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy or Uncle OG's the bad guy because it exposes a character flaw. Whereas traditionally in old Guntube, you would see, you know, rest in peace, Paul Harrell was just the man because he was Paul Harrell. He was never ever going to be not Paul Harrell, or name anybody. James Yeager, rest in peace as well. Right? I guess I'm not trying to pick on people that are not with us anymore. Both are awesome Guntubers, but the legacy Guntubers were able to stay on the platform because no one ever challenged them. Right? I think one of the very first things that ever happened was the USCCA drama, the SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute drama, or the Springfield drama. Those types of events and those catalyst events, now in 2025 in modern Guntube, I guess, we get these types of events that occur more often. The Short Act, Hearing Protection Act, T-Rex arms falling apart. And because we get these events happening, every Guntuber feels like they need to pick a side of the fence, and it's so easy to identify character flaws now, especially with channels like Focus Trip or Ben Steger or Protraband or whoever, my own channel, literally calling people out of nowhere if it's obvious, if it's so obvious, right?
Yeah, I think a big part of it too was the Grantham scandal, you know, when that kind of came out. That was kind of, that showed like, hey, some of these really big channels, like, there's some stuff going on, there's some misconduct going on type deal, and I think that really opened the floodgates for a lot of like, hey, this community started to become more of a mixed in with like values and traditional values and stuff, and to have people who are strayed from that, I think it really opened the door to a lot of the criticism too, which is good because it helps keep people accountable. What were you saying, Poacher Man?
Yeah, I agree, Bones, and a lot of this stuff like Trent said is a mirror for the creators to say, okay, what do you really support? Do you support the individual entrepreneur, or do you support this huge business that is going to allegedly screw over family just, in the names of keeping the machine going, right? And I think the takes that people have or don't have, yeah, like you said, Trench, people are getting exposed about that.
It's so obvious, dude. GBRS, like, I took major flack because a individual that was objectively wrong, okay, Valhalla VFT, made a video and was objectively wrong about natural point of aim and about gun target line. He made a video attacking me titled Drill Instructor, which is the wrong title already, doesn't matter, but Drill Instructor versus Navy SEAL, right? But he was objectively wrong, but what happened in that is people defended the Navy SEAL, blah, blah, blah. But now as more and more time goes by, I get tons of DMs. I meet people in real life, actually, in my local gym, at the range, and at work, who are like, hey, I saw, this guy go after you who says he's Special Forces or was Special Forces. But then as time went on, GBRS is a bunch of idiots making Hydra mounts that are not for any of us because we're not using MP7s. So why? And we don't have PEC 15s. So why do we need a Hydra mount? It's just funny, like, over time, these legacy Guntubers or these hype beast Navy SEAL Guntubers, a lot of them expose their flaws, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think it sucks to see in the community because back in the day, right, like you would look at somebody who had they had the pedigree, and you were like, I can trust this dude. But now there's a lot of guys who are using that to market themselves and to have people kind of blindly follow them. And it puts a bad name and a bad rap for everybody else who has service of any kind, who is trying to use that to help them and to put stuff out for the community. And it puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth. It's negative for the community, and not taking away any of the service these guys have, but it is damaging to the overall mindset of, here's another SF dude who's trying to scam me out of money because he did something 10 years ago and he thinks he knows everything, and now he's pushing a product that doesn't even make sense,
Yeah, I was gonna say I really agree with your point, Trench, in the sense that, like, obviously YouTube drama, especially in the fucking gun community, is like really gay. Cause what is the point? Unless it has something to do with like a legalistic matter, but it's like, these content creators that were already like sort of on the fence about, a little skeptical of, maybe you don't watch their content for whatever reason. It's like when these events happen where, drama happens and somebody has an opinion, usually a really fucking stupid one, it shows their hand, it really shows their character, when typically they have a strong lack of character in their content already from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing. It's a necessary evil, it seems like.
I would agree with that. I would say it generally isn't, and I don't think it's gotten to a point where things have become toxic or anything. Nobody's going out of their way after someone who doesn't deserve it. Nobody's trying to look for drama where it doesn't exist. People are simply just identifying, hey, something's fucked up in the community. This is generally a community that values certain morality and things like that, and to call people out on it is important because we want to keep the community healthy.
Well, and think about this. Oh, go ahead, Protraban.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I get partnering with good brands that you want to rep too, but there's a point where the brand partnership, it just kind of becomes like greed if you're shilling like some unknown Chinese company or like, the Raid Shadow Legends app or Fishing Clash or whatever. There's a point where it turns from like, okay, I'm going to turn my audience on to a trusted partner to this is just greed. And that's what it is.
Absolutely. And some people will say, like, make the argument, people got to feed their families, they got to take care of themselves, but it just becomes shitty when you do it in a way that isn't beneficial to, you know, the people who follow you for good advice or info.
Well,
Yeah, the sports betting. All that.
Here's a perfect example. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I guess I'll play a very short clip of this. This is Matt Pranka doing a live stream, basically just calling out everybody that has ever made a name for themselves that was in his former unit, whether it be Delta Force, Special Forces, a bunch of Tier 1 guys. All it is him drunk, screaming about why they're not shit. So
let's go.
Let's watch a second of this here.
On whatever will get him famous. That's all I know. He's on whatever will get him famous. That's all I know. Yeah, he's exaggerating completely.
DJ Shipley, a piece of fucking shit. No one will except for Matt Pranka.
And I agree with you.
Yeah, we don't hear it, Trench.
Oh, you guys might not hear it. I think the audience can hear it though.
We'll use our imagination.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
This is gonna be really weird then. Okay, so all it was Matt Pranka saying that he is the only one that'll call out DJ Shipley, and that he's a piece of shit. And this video, the audience should be able to hear it. But basically, this video is just Valhalla exposing Matt Pranka, saying that, hey, if you basically this entire video, because I sat through it, is Valhalla saying if you have a valid point to make, then make it. Don't just sit here and curse and yell and scream at the moon for no reason if you don't have a valid point to make. And that's kind of what this video ends up being.
Yeah, I think X-Ray should start his own channel, you know, for all his yelling on the side. I think he has points a lot of people would actually agree with. But guys, I actually think we need to pay more money to certain sponsors. I don't think $250,000 a year is enough for DJ. He needs more Rolexes in his collection, okay? Those are expensive. Come on.
Oh, here, I can share my, I'm going to share
Share your screen.
my screen. And then
Whoa.
it's going to get wild.
I've seen this, yeah. Yeah, this is good.
God.
Okay, this is going to get a little
Oh,
weird.
not Valhalla, though.
I don't know how to hide the share. Okay, well, I guess it's just going to be show my own camera. Okay, there we go. That'll help. I got rid of Approach for Bam.
It's a blessing.
Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna hit you guys with it again. And this is actually a good video from Valhalla, even though he I guess had a bad take. But here we go.
Will get him famous. That's all I know.
You guys got audio?
Yeah, he's exaggerating completely.
DJ Shipley, a piece of fucking shit. No one will except for Matt Pranka.
And I agree with you.
Okay, let's skip forward here. Boom.
Shipley, a piece of fucking shit. No one will except for Matt Pranka.
And I agree with you.
God, he's fucking
You're all
hammered.
fucking scared. You're all scared of the fucking... Yes, yes, you all are. Then say
I'm not
it.
scared. I just don't give a fuck. I don't have the time to fucking...
Okay, so this is what always gets brought up by these types of people. I don't have the time. I don't like the drama. I don't want to... This is the same exact take as Colion Noir, as Warrior Poet Society, John Lovell, and Matt Pranka, and now this individual. I don't know if it's Kyle Morgan or Shrek or who this guy is right here, but this individual saying the same line. I don't have time for the drama. Yet they're doing a long live stream talking about drama.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's very reasonable. I guess you don't want to brand yourself on it. I don't know. I feel like you should call out when stuff is BS in your sphere of influence.
Yeah.
But there are
only let them get away with as much as you're willing to let them get away with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be a fucking voice of reason.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's kind of why this conversation is happening, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just because it's like there's a stupid ass shit take that somebody has.
So here's my question then.
Kind of needs to be addressed.
Uncle OG or whoever, when you guys hear the name Matt Pranka, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
drunk Buffalo Wild Wings
That.
phenotype.
That drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk. Somebody
Yeah.
that is overtly drunk, overly drunk, not like fun, casual drunk, right? And I've been drunk on live streams myself, but this guy now, his entire persona is known for being a drunk asshole that doesn't necessarily have the best takes, doesn't like training civilians. You name the bad take that he's had. So for an individual to brand, to say, I don't have time for the drama, I don't have time for this, that is what people think you are.
Yeah. It's not a good look. It's not a good look just being a tough guy asshole. You know what I mean? Like the whole like debauch. I mean, I'm gonna be a plunger real quick. I'm gonna bring up some old shit, but it's like the whole fucking like brass facts and hop debacle with him was just like so unbelievably cringe. It's just like, how can he be fucking right in any like universe? In any way you slice it, you know what I mean? Like how much of a fucking dickhead do you have to be to like the whole like, do you know who I am phenotype? You know what I mean? Like how fucking lame, dude.
Yeah.
I saw that video. I watched that stream, and when that started to happen.
But you watched this stream? No,
what he's referring to. I think Focus and we looked at this specific video you're showing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about this, Focus, myself, and a few other people, like maybe a month ago. But I was referring to the whole, Hop wants to hug Matt Pranka bit. That first the shot heard round, the hug heard round the world.
Yes.
When I saw that video, I was like, this is funny, but if you're outside the gun community and you are shown this and people tell you this is some of the biggest names in the gun space right now and you see it, I would be thoroughly embarrassed. I saw it and I was like, this looks so bad for literally everyone involved.
I mean, we're already cooked. Think about it. Grantham, his ex-wife is now, like, I found this out from a post that Protraban sent, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, where it's basically his ex has redacted everything about Mike Jones from her entire life. You don't see anything about Grantham on her social media at all, which is good for her, right? But, whatever your thoughts are about that, he allegedly had cheated on her multiple times, all the stuff. But, yes, we're already cooked in that aspect. You got the biggest channels. All the biggest channels have had bad takes at this point.
And dude, I wanted to also mention that with that whole fucking cat fight that happened on the stream with Brass Hop and Pranka, fucking, I gotta say, like the response, or rather the lack of response that Brass Facts and Hop had, fucking dude, good. You know what I mean? Because it's like, let's look at where like both parties went. Brass and Hop went on and just kept making great videos. Didn't even fucking give a wink or a mention in a following video, which I was waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like I was waiting for them to just like try and do some like damage control or anything. But it's just like looking at it as like, this guy is a fucking lame-o. You know what I mean? Like he's just some drunk fucking. I almost said non-YouTube words, fucking, but it's like like this guy's a fucking goofball. You know what I mean? Like he's not worth your time. So I'm just gonna keep doing the right thing and just making good videos instead of feeding the slop monster that is whatever the fuck that Pranka does, which is just get hammered and talk shit about people.
Well, let's
what I
watch.
mean? It's a giant dick measuring contest.
You guys got a point, Bones, before we play this?
Yeah. I'll say real quick, it's fine to be negative and call out BS, but when that's all you do, it becomes negative and non-productive. And I think what Prank is doing, he's trying to be like, I'm calling out bullshit, which he's doing, but all he is being negative, and it ends up like with the combined with, you can't make videos unless you have pedigree. Pedigree doesn't matter. I don't like training civilians, like it's very gatekeepy, and it ends up being just overall negative for the community, I think. It doesn't help improve anything. It just the cycle of slop continues. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Deal with it. I don't fucking care.
It's still.
All right, let's just start.
I think we missed a little bit there.
Fuck. I don't have the time to fucking deal with it. I don't fucking care. It's still...
All right.
I mean, I don't know. Let's skip forward a little bit.
But yet you brought it up in this one, in this thing, where so that I say it. Yeah, whatever. The dude's a piece of shit.
He is.
Cole gets a pass. Cole gets a pass based off of fucking personal relationship. DJ can go.
All right. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you guys have any closing thoughts on Matt Franca?
Well, I think it's healthy for him to, in some ways, say, I'm going to call DJ Shipley a fucking loser is kind of based, because if you have people just kind of worshiping this guy, you know, that's not healthy either, right? It's like, hey, you guys need to go download the SIG Connect app. It's like, okay, boss. So I think having that critique is healthy. I think really, you know, we deserve better heroes in the gun community. I mean, there are guys like Hickok 45 who are still doing the same thing. They haven't really sold out. You live long enough to see yourself become the villain is kind of the theme on some of these channels, I feel like.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really cringe fucking people that, like Trench was talking about before. It's like the pillars of this community, you know, they have so much staying power, and it's because it's like, everything that they put into the community is good. You know what I mean? Like, they don't feed into the beast of fucking goofiness and just perpetuate like drama or turning everything into a fucking dick measuring contest.
And I would say one thing, I guess, to defend Franca, at least he has the balls to say what he actually feels, right? He always says what he feels, even if it's a drunken rant or whatever, right? So I guess kind of what Protraban said, yeah, he had the right message specifically regarding DJ Shipley, and more of this has come out, you know, to the point we're at now, where we know most of the people that follow my channel understand that GBRS are a bunch of shill, outdated operators that are on trend, TRT, trying to sell you an image of, I don't know, SIG. I don't freaking know, man.
They're just trying to be marketable and be the, hey, look at X high speed who recommends this thing, and be the reason why people are comfortable spending their money on it.
Yeah, and I think it's obvious now that Franco is correct about that group. However, I think it is just the manner in which he went about it in that very high school, you know, the fuck you and this guy's a piece of shit. It's like, why? If he said, hey, you're marketing Hydromount to civilians that don't need it, not only do they not need it, it's actually really bad for them for height over bore purposes, and it's actually going to make them less effective for the weapon systems that they're using. The 16-inch rifles don't need this, right? Or whatever normal rifle length that the guys are using for barrel length, and it's like, okay, here's some applicable points. They don't actually train. They give this marketing that they're training SWAT teams all the time. No, you're not. You're marketing. You're doing these small group, you know, Patreon style things where you're doing like meetups. It's super cringe, right? It's a commune, if you will. So if if Matt Franca would have said, hey, these are the facts, he's a clown, everyone would have been, yes, correct, right? But I think that's where that video kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, it kind of feels like I'm not here to make things better. I'm just here to destroy bad things, which is like, thanks, but also like
the hero of Guntube, Bones.
I'm not the hero that the city wants.
I hope that Bones is the one that takes down Mike Jones. I hope it's just a video that goes viral with all the facts, all the quotes, and it just reverses. It goes from Bones, boom, and
landslide victory for garnering support.
Bones. People's
hero.
Like, dude, they're gonna carry him out. Let's read some more of these comments, unless anyone has anything else to add for the DJ Shipley, Matt Franca I guess,
No,
fights.
I've given enough lip service to that fucking goofball.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Lucas is T-Rex arms. Without Lucas, there is no T-Rex arms. I think we all kind of agree on that. Would have been pretty funny if it was sponsored by T-Rex Arms. Yeah, this Colion Noir, going back to this video, he clearly is in the camp of T-Rex, which is a very, very unbased, cringe area to be in. Is another commenter with 823 likes. That's a lot of likes for one comment. Reminder to the chat, there's 211 people watching right now. If every single person hit the like button right now, Bones, I would be able to feed Bones as he is my child. I'll be able to feed him for another day. So hit the like button. But yeah, by the way, go check out Bones' channel. I'll shill for him later. But this guy says, I don't care about that drama. Let's talk about USCCA and how it didn't work out for some members and is advertised by this channel constantly.
Very true. Insurance can't represent you in court. So the second
Jesus
you
Christ,
get
he fucking killed him. Stop, he's already dead.
Call an ambulance.
But
not for me. Moving on. Would have been pretty funny if it was as retired. Okay, we're not reading that. It's just
cringe. Yep. That's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
Not reading that.
Last thing. If someone only has pedigree but nothing current, and okay, thank you. I think Uncle OG was making this point earlier, but just to really solidify this point, thank you for your service is where it ends. To stay relevant, you must still stay relevant. To finish off my thoughts on the Matt Pranka and DJ Shipley. Matt Pranka is still relevant. He's out there burning it down. He's out there cutting it up with guys. He's out there shooting with Surefire. He's out there freaking burning it down. DJ Shipley is not. That is the difference between someone that's still relevant and someone that is not. So if someone tells you, hey, I was in the Marines, hey, I was a SEAL, hey, I was an Army Infantry paratrooper, like, cool, thank you. Teach me today, demo the drill that you're about to shoot today. If you can't demo it right now, you can't teach it right now, you are not relevant. And I think that's what my audience needs to understand, or what I want them to understand, is don't just salute dudes because they were in at one point. No, you have to be relevant today, right now.
Yeah, things are always changing, and there's a lot of dudes. I even saw it recently. I went to this event in another state. This guy was teaching medical stuff, ex-SF dude, 20 years in, did some real awesome stuff, but he clearly did not remain relevant and stay educated on how military and combat medicine has changed. Half of his stuff that he said was good 10 years ago, has changed though and was dated information. And everybody was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And, arming those people with knowledge is better than nothing, but there was things where I'm like, it's just, like that hasn't been a thing for like 10 years, and I think that's where it kind of comes from, is like, don't just blindly follow people because they said 10 years ago they did some really cool stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, well, that's when that's the foundation of your entire persona. I mean, it's hard to adapt. You know what I mean? It's like, like I was gonna make a point about fucking, some of these guys, especially like the cringe fucking SF, Instagram fucking slop tards. Like if you don't, I think it's important to have a background in the community, like hard set or either first, you know what I mean? It's like for me, I've been watching fucking Guntube, gun related content since like fucking outdoor TV before YouTube was even a thing. You know what I mean? It's like I fucking no, like consumerism type shit. Like I love it. You know what I mean? I fucking love that shit. And so to see, which don't get me wrong, like I was basically watching Masood Ayub like regularly, so I'm still repairing a lot of the damage that was done. You know what I mean? So, but to see like these guys that like they're like, oh yeah, I grew up fucking. Fucking Long Beach. I was a surfer dude. Then I joined the SEALs. Got my dick sucked 148 million times. You know what I mean? I killed 1,000 bad guys, and now I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna make YouTube videos talking about everything I did 20 years ago. It's like, who are you going to impress really, besides like actual like empty cranium cavity fucking people? You know what I mean? People with like room temperature IQ. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, people like us, Chads like us in this stream, in this chat, in this fucking chat. There's so many, I've been reading these fucking comments and shit. There's some fucking Chads in there for real. But I'm saying like what?
The whiskey's hitting him just right now. He's having this insanely high dopamine. Like,
man, I'm telling you, no, because I was going to talk about this.
Bayonets.
I was literally going to talk about this in a video. I was going to talk about this exact topic in a video, so I'm fucking fired up because it's like, it's so true. You know what I mean?
Well, think
it's
about
like,
that.
Like you're not fucking impressing anybody with your fucking old war stories and shit like that. Like the real ones, no. The fucking real ones, no. And to go back on another topic, it's like, you know, when you show your nuts fucking talking about some bullshit, talking shit about somebody, it's like, just tell me how fucking lame you are. Outright, because you just did. You know what I mean? It's like, these people are fucking lame.
Would DJ Shipley ever be able to just grab his phone, grab a tripod, and start recording and upload that video?
Would he be able to?
Would he ever? Does he? That's the thing. I guess that the point I'm trying to make is, because he's built the persona of I am this, you know, I am the tough guy, Navy SEAL, whatever, holier than now, best thing in the world. Every video's got 14 sponsors and they're all SIG somehow. Because he's built that persona, he can't just do the a YouTuber I follow, Seth Feroci, or used to. He's just a lifter, bodybuilder guy. He'll just start recording in his truck. And he'll have very valid points about eating in a deficit or eating in a surplus, whatever. And he'll just talk. He's not trying to, guys like that are not trying to be a persona or a cliche or whatever, right? And I think that's the difference between guys like DJ and guys like freaking Protraban, where he just goes, you know, Protraban had a video recently talking about carry guns, even though I didn't agree with a lot of what Protraban said in that video. No offense, Pro, but it was refreshing to see him just hit go, bring up the slideshow of his product, put in the cringe, you know, video game, and just talk and just be normal, right? Those types of videos are what I think the community needs more of, and less highly curated, you know, crazy intro and mag dumping targets like Grantham does from literally 3 feet away. Like,
this gun's so controllable. Look at all these A-zone hits I got from 5 feet away.
Dude, if you haven't seen go watch a Grantham video intro. He is literally the distance, almost the distance. He is this close from the target, and he's mag dumping the target. Charlie Cox had a good video on it recently.
Whoa.
That's some seriously impressive shit. I don't know what you're talking about,
brother.
Because I'd miss.
Do you know I'd miss. Yeah, I wouldn't even hit the target, dude.
Right. I'd hit the neighbor's house.
Here's the difference, Trench, between like you and me and all the other Guntubers out there. 90% of the creators on this platform get sent a gun for free to make a video.
Yeah.
And guys like you and me and Bones and OG, we actually have to spend our own money on shit to make content. And it's just 90% of the stuff on this platform is designed to sell you stuff. That's not necessarily bad in itself, but that's just a reality that I think more people are waking up to every day.
Yep.
Yes.
And they're fucking sick of it, dude. I think they're fucking sick of it. The whole Slay the Leviathan thing is real. You know what I mean? It's like the people want genuine content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to watch 30-minute long fucking commercials.
Exactly.
I really woke up to it. I mean, like I had already understood it was a thing, but when the RXM came out, not to bring it back to the RXM, but when it came out, I was like,
everything revolves around Pedigree, the RXM, and Grantham.
Yes, SIG bad also. That gun came out, and I was like, okay, this just came out. I'm considering buying one. I had a fucking shitty dagger that had like 4,000 rounds on it. I was like, this thing's probably gonna give out soon. I need better pistol, but I also need to know, is this gun that has a lot of really cool features I like, is it something I can trust my life to? And all the fucking videos, almost all of them, came out on the same date, had the same thing, and were all just ad reads for the RXM. And I was like, this doesn't actually give me any good information. This is just you know, somebody's personal opinion on how the ergonomics of this pistol are. I don't really care about that. I need to know more than just, oh, by the way, this is how this feels.
Yeah, you literally can't trust it. And same thing with the CC9 is like everybody shat on it. Or it's like, okay, I'm actually kind of interested in like, does it handle recoil better? And I didn't get that question answered. So it's like the same thing. They all drop the same day. It's like, okay, am I seeing an ad or am I genuinely seeing like the correct take on this product?
Yes, absolutely.
It's so cringe. My breaking point with it was the Springfield Kuna. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but it was so bad watching, because it's kind of a tradition. Sunday after the gym, I'll click the Garantham video and I'll watch about 15 seconds. And every time I'll literally be like, this is trash the vast majority of the time. And the Springfield Kuna and the Black Ops video were so bad that it caused me to make that video. Here, I'll pull it up. I'll pull up my own channel.
Self-shill.
We're going to self-shill my own
Chat,
channel.
you're going to watch a man right now live on the camera suck his own dick.
We're going to watch it. It's going to be so great.
We're going to watch the whole thing.
It's going to be
to completion.
No talking. Everybody mute yourself.
For this, okay, you guys might enjoy this.
1, 2, 4.
Okay.
It is really close to the target.
Don't be too hard on them.
Oh
Say,
my
you know
God.
what? That was pretty neat, burrito.
I'm very concerned about the music. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Friends over a
Blah 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 blah.
If you've ever dropped out of a fucking
we got to be careful with the
because your
music.
Guntuber told you to do it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Can't wait to.
His primary arm.
Yeah.
Sterling, I really want to see it.
Dude, I love that one.
I'm gonna ambush you.
I really want to see it.
I want you to give a piece of dad advice to these people. It doesn't have to be dad, it has to be life advice or something, but I give them a piece of non-military, non-kind of gun advice that I allow my guests to just tell the people. Whatever.
On the spot.
On the spot. Fatherly advice thing for you guys is maintenance on your car.
Let me see it. Sterling, I really want to see it.
This has become the Grantham hate stream.
It's the Grantham hate stream. We hate Grantham, but
We're
the
changing
point.
the title right now.
I was gonna say I don't remember the point. I just lost the plot as we were talking. The point is this same look is how we feel about legacy Guntubers. Trash.
I made the joke to a couple people, but it really feels true that we are in, and I'm not doing this to be like, we are the future of Guntube.
We are the future.
We are the future. But it really feels like we're in the aging dynasty of Guntube. We've got a lot of really good dudes who are gone now. R.I.P. Paul Harrell, Matt from Demolition Ranch. He didn't really contribute much anything, but just was fun to watch. Was a genuine dude. We have Hickok 45 that's changing up content, and then a lot of these really big channels like Grantham are starting to show their age, really change what they're about, and I think a lot of people are tired of the really big production and are waking up to like, hey, a lot of this stuff's just kind of disingenuous, and people have lost themselves and become the villain of the Guntube that they wish that never came to be, but they're a part of it now.
Yeah, with the Kuna trench, everybody, and I agree, Bones, everybody's shilling the line about, oh, it's roller delayed, it soaks up recoil so well. I'm commenting, everybody shooting the Kuna looks like they're getting
their ass
whooped. Getting their ass beat by it.
It's like a 308 rifle. Oh.
Like, guys, I love how fucking smooth it is.
Yeah, literally.
Bouncing them down the road.
Wait, is this 10 mil? Oh, 9? Oh, guys, it's
yeah,
super
right.
For 9.
Well, and I'll say it, right? I enjoy TFB TV for their shotgun content, but I'll give you my hot take on them. They are riding the line. They're like barely.
100%.
What's up?
Yeah.
This is James Reeves. Every video he's like, oh, am I gonna, and he's like so close to giving a bad take. Every time I watch a video of his, I'm like, ooh, dude, you're getting close. Like every time you're getting close to a bad take.
It seems like TFB TV is a mix of being a shill for the industry while also making some very unique homegrown content too. And I feel very similarly, where I'm like, some of the stuff you do really based, some of the other stuff I'm like, no, no thanks.
They toe the line
So,
every video lately.
yeah.
They did the video with rare breed triggers. They did a video with SIG yesterday, I believe, and the entire SIG video definitely felt like there allegedly is some money changing hands. If you guys want, I can pull that up if we want to transition from this gentleman. Let's see, TFB.
Well, they don't want to lose access. Trench would be my guess there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so close
Yeah.
with so many different industry people. They're not going to invite someone to come in and say, "Hey, fuck you. This is going off on
Yeah.
people." It sucks.
Your stuff
But
is
I
bad.
definitely- yeah, very bad gun.
Top comments for on the, let's see, SIG self-inflicted gunshot. Saw that one.
I saw that, yeah.
Public, SIG's reputation is getting hammered for their social media. Person should be fired. SIG, did someone say hammer fired? Boom, 211.
Dog.
Let's see. Gun discharges, whether dropped on the left side or right side. SIG PR department now features ambidextrous fire controls. Claiming 6 times more reliable is crazy when they've never tested any of their guns before release. This
Yeah, we
comment,
talked about that. Yeah.
yes.
That's a good one. Facts.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, last stream yesterday we talked about this where they're like, this gun's 6 times more reliable. Then what?
yes.
You don't provide any data points and there's nothing to go off of. So that's just more reliable than what? A gun that I made up in my mind.
I want to hear Uncle and Protraband's take because we hammered this yesterday on the 211. So SIG claims the 211 is 6 times more reliable than any other 2011, and it's the most reliable ever because of the magazines from the 320. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Ever?
Ever.
Like ever? 6 times?
6.
Based on what metric?
Correct.
Okay, all right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We took 6 of them and we tested them all and they were all great, guys. You could fucking trust your life with it. Point it right at your cock, locked and loaded, safety off. You'll be fine. Trust
That
me,
comment
bro.
has-
Please trust the science, bro.
That exact comment has rippled. Like, I think Bones and I went on like a 20 or 30 minute tirade yesterday discussing where did you get this metric? We know you didn't test the Prodigies, the Staccatos, and the Bull Armories side by side. We know you didn't because you didn't test the 320 or the M17 or the M18 that killed people allegedly. So
Yeah, the thing with SIG is when they say they have a tested, proven product, which product are we talking about? Are we talking about the very latest revision? Are we talking about the 3 to 2.5 to 4 million that are out there with stealth changes in them? And how many stealth changes have there been? We saw the Army trigger bar upgrade. There was the part changing from MIM to stamp for the safety, allegedly, the magazine over insertion thing. And so there's so many different variants because these guys get caught with their pants down. Time and time again, it's like when they say, "Okay, we are now tested and proven," it's like, I don't really believe you.
Don't
Tested
worry, guys.
early-
We fixed it. I swear.
Yeah, trust me, bro.
we
trust.
hired a detective. It was ourselves, and we found ourselves innocent.
Yeah,
We investigated ourselves, guys. Don't worry. We put the very best on the job. He came back. All results positive. We're fucking golden.
Empty-handed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've absolved ourselves of all wrongdoing. You can keep buying our
garbage,
bro.
If Protraband ever steps foot in New Hampshire, Ben Sager, Protraband, or myself, or Focus, we're gonna all get arrested and strung up in the town square.
Yeah, you're gonna mysteriously die of a DUI randomly. You know, even though you weren't drunk, you had a BAC level of 0.
Protraband,
Yeah,
one thing I should tell everyone, anything you DM me will come up on screen. It's the super high production quality of this. So, yeah.
We're not in our cars.
Yeah,
We're
don't-
We spent
upgrading.
$14 million on the streaming service right now.
This is not a Focus Trip stream. If you DM me, it will pop up on the monitor. Oh, he's gone.
I think he said
He's
we
like,
were
"I'm out."
breaking up in terms of audio and shit. So
We
I
lost
think he's
him,
gonna try
chat.
and rejoin.
Okay.
It was mobile.
Yeah, that's fine. It's no big deal. Okay, but there he is. Do you, Houston?
Can you
Can
hear me?
Shut up.
SIG
Kill yourself.
uncommanded discharge?
SIG sent their goblins. They sent their people after me. It's
I'd
crazy.
be so sad.
No, I had to.
They already suffered 50% attrition, though. They were all carrying SIGs with one in the chamber.
Yeah, anything anyone DMs me will pop up on screen. I don't know how to deactivate it, so I guess I should have told you that before Approacher ban. It's like a foot pick. It's just like in 4K down here, a foot pick. It's like for later, Daddy. I'm like, whoa.
Feet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Hi, Dad. Here, let's see if I can deactivate this. Turn off notification. There we go. Oh, I tried to and it disappeared. Okay.
And I turned off the stream.
And now we don't have to worry about it because it's gone. Okay. Came here for the comments. SIG's reputation is absolutely cooked. At least they. Oh, we never finished the comments yesterday, but we'll finish these here. At least they have a use for P320 mags now. This one's going to be a banger when it drops.
Ha ha ha.
Based on the comment section, I don't think trying to gaslight their customers was worth it. Yeah, dude. I mean, what percentage out of 100 is their reputation with the community at this point?
4, not much, man. I mean,
I don't feel safe being around any of my buddies that have SIGs when I go out and train. Like legitimately, like I got one homie. He's like, no, man, this one's good to go. I changed the trigger bar. I got the new fucking FCU. Like, it's fucking updated. I'm like, dude, get that fucking thing away from me right now.
Chambers,
like,
whoa.
Keep that fucking thing pointed that way at all times. Like, don't even be near me.
No, bro. SIG sent me this prescription copium, and I swear it's all.
Dude, I just boofed it 10 minutes ago. You got to try it and shoot my gun,
stuff.
bro.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know of a modern manufacturer who's made a gun so dangerous as SIG, and also that's been so widely adopted.
Yeah, nobody. That is the answer to that.
It's
never happened before.
Here it is, chat. The copium. This is them. This is SIG guys right now. Just.
Nothing's changed for us.
Oh,
or were you talking about?
They can see it. It's a big copium meme.
Okay.
Yes.
Just play the clip of the biggest SIG defender that Procher Brand, myself, and Focus Trip all had on, in which he ripped the bong every 30 seconds and laid down the esoteric law we were not tracking.
Brother, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't. Focus sent that to the group chat earlier. The link or whatever. I couldn't watch it. It was all of us sitting there, and I turned my camera sideways at one point, and I was eating wings. I may or may not have said Siga a couple times. Yeah, it was a lot. I may have
dude. Really, like the same month as Juneteenth? Are you serious?
See, yeah. F's in chat. I'm cooked. Chat, are we cooked? This guy says pause the video for the comments. If this doesn't shoot me while holstered, I'm not interested. 289 likes. Finally, what we've all been waiting for, a 2011 that goes off inside your holster.
That's a good one.
Really filling the market niche right now.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the jokes. You probably have hundreds of mags at home. This guy disconnected from reality. Yeah. He did say that in this video. The SIG Max Michelle guy tells James Reeves, he's like, well, you probably have hundreds of P320 magazines at home. Like, are you talking about?
I have 0.
I was going to say
0 of them.
Here is an airsoft one, but these are like $65 a pop, right? So
if they made it take lock mags, I could see that argument being made, but they didn't.
Right.
So remember that SIG is like unhealthily obsessed with Glock in everything they do. I'm not exaggerating. They literally are internally. So when they say, oh yeah, you guys probably have a ton of SIG mags, right? They are thinking and wanting to take the space of Glock where everybody does have those. So
holy cope.
So strange.
Talk about trying to be something that you're not.
Does it have the same shake awake feature that the P320 has?
Dude, I need to write this shit down. That's good.
Yeah, they're cooked, dude. Staccato is here. It'll run harder than the game. Okay.
Six,
$1 million
six
better.
civilian
Alrighty.
sales reps punch in the air right now.
Brother, I don't know what they're doing over there. Their marketing director, whoever's in charge of their PR at this point, every take that every attempt is worse than the previous. It would be better if they just went on a 1 year, don't say a single thing.
Shut the fuck up, time out.
Honestly, I'm like impressed, honestly, because like I didn't know that they made people that stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's shocking. It's like it came out of a fucking laboratory, like with the amount of fucking bad ideas and bad productions that they have.
Yeah, it's concerning.
It's
Okay. Well, do we have any more comments on SIG or Guntubers, or we didn't really get into Warrior Poet too much. I don't know if you guys want to cover that right now, or if we want to transition into the IAR discussion.
I mean, all there is to say is it's kind of the same. It's going to delve into the same point of just like, you know, you have a really bad take. It's just like, show me how fucking much of a soulless shill you are. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, tell me how many stocks you have in T-Rex.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And I mean,
go ahead, Bones. We'll get
What
back.
Warrior Poets say? Oh,
well, I was gonna say, it's like I haven't watched Warrior Poet Society in forever. I think the last thing I saw of him was when I looked for content about vertical grip, so I can get some references and some outside input for the video I was making. And I just haven't seen much of anything that he's made that I've been like, oh, this is interesting or applicable to me. It just is very, it's adjacent to Colion Noir, where it's like, it's just not really in my headspace of practical shit I care about.
yes.
Protraband, you had a point.
I was just gonna say, well, just wrapping up the SIG stuff. What's sad about SIG is there's a very easy thing they could do to fix this problem overnight with the community, but the one thing they need to do and should do up top is obviously telling them we're not going to do this yet. So I think they will continue to reap the rewards of what they've done. It's sad.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I continue the rest of the stream, just like
I hope you do.
down here in the bottom
It's
center
just
of
your
the screen?
disappointment. You're disappointed with SIG and John Level, and you're just over it. Just falls
I don't know what
asleep.
else to do at this point. I'm just a hopeless consumer at this point.
Well, let's transition to
Even guns are gay now.
yeah. Let's transition to the
IAR. Who makes a good
IAR.
quality firearm anymore?
Oh yeah.
Yes. The
Let's
IAR.
talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Please.
I don't know. I got to be very careful what I can and cannot pull up here.
Jamie, pull up that video of the IAR fucking blowing somebody's head in half.
Right. Let's see.
It'd probably be. Hold on. What are people calling them now? The ARPK, the squad support
LSW.
rifle. LSW. I know they have the recce LMG, which anytime I hear
my
recce
God.
LMG, I want to throw up in my mouth.
I could have swore. Maybe
He
not.
talks about it in the FRT video. Who else has some videos on it? Despop has a video. M67 Lemon Grenade has a video.
Yes. Lemon Grenade. Oh boy.
Click on on his channel.
My favorite.
There you go, right there.
What is larger?
The squads.
Is the RPK larger or is Mr. Lemon Grenade larger? Hot take of the night.
Damn.
I don't
that's
want
his
to.
video
I've
on
never
it.
heard of these people.
Well, I'm not going to click on his video because for
I mean,
reasons.
no disrespect, or maybe I do. I don't know.
Well, no. I don't want him to channel strike me. You know what I mean?
If that's a possibility, then don't even bother. That's fucking gay.
This dude. To give you my very, very brief synopsis of this.
I already
individual-
don't like the guy.
Yeah.
If that's a possibility, like
So
I would hope other streams use my videos to even talk shit about me, because that would be funny.
Please.
Here,
Please.
I'll catch you up on the lore. So this guy,
Okay.
right? Mr. Lemon Grenade, basically attacked my
Red team versus
character.
blue team.
Yeah, he made a whole video attacking me personally, attacking my character, saying don't work with me, out of nowhere. And then I sent him the DMs of like literal death threats, people attacking me, threatening to kill me, and then he sent me the definition of narcissism. That was his reply. He like Wikipedia'd or Urban Dictionary'd the definition of narcissism. But yeah, this individual who I had no issue with up until this point. I made a video talking about 762x39. I mentioned him in the video, but never directly. It was just, the video was titled, Let's Talk About 762x39. It was supposed to obviously draw up, a discussion, some fake drama, but it wasn't targeted at him. But he made a response video attacking me personally, saying he never wanted to work with me, saying that I forced him into these streams and that he never wanted to do them, even though I had receipts and screenshots of our text messages of him excited, saying it went well, blah blah blah. So all that to say,
is he like a schizophrenic or something?
I don't know.
Well, you guys kind of made up afterwards, right? I mean, the drama's kind of over.
I forgave him. He didn't forgive me.
He looks mad uncomfortable. I'm reading the body language right now. He looks like his pants may or may not be 80 or 90% full of shit right now.
I mean, here's a little bit more lore behind this. I went to his defense when somebody doxed him and was threatening his family. I went to his defense. I made a whole video talking about how his sphere of influence is bigger than that one person, and he should continue making content, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I went to this dude's, not to like toot my own horn, but I had no like actual beef with this guy. And then but he has a video on the infantry, is it auto rifle? Or assault rifle, infantry, auto rifle, squad assault weapon.
It's a fucking M4 that goes bang more.
Our
times
DMs are blasted to the world again.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
I said that's fine. Can I open it safely?
Yeah, that's PSR's video on it. That's one of the more popular videos on the ARPK, the squad support AR weapon system. Yeah.
In tradition, every time we do a stream, our DMs will get leaked, Bowens. So we need to start having some Easter eggs in there.
Should I leak my personal Instagram? My buddy, who's a viewer, texted me and said you should look at your most recent Instagram message and watch it on stream full volume.
Oh, that's promising. Just if you look up.
That's
ARPK,
an IED.
That should be it's a pipe bomb.
Which one?
Just look up PSR ARPK.
Does it have a rate changing device on it?
I mean, you could just see there it is.
Yeah, some people have been having some problems with YouTube lately.
Turn it off. That's too scary.
Okay, so we have an example. So let's just get into
break this down.
Go ahead.
So the what we'll call the squad support rifle is getting a lot of traction in the firearms community. Like it used to be, everybody had their SPRs, their recce builds. Back like 10, 20 years ago, everybody had the 10.5 CQB rifle. And now I think that since there's a lot of more going back to grassroots conventional fighting, and people realize that CQB is fucking gay and you'll probably die if you do it. It's tough to train for that. This is more conventional war fighting, and preparedness is what's coming about. And a lot of dudes, including some companies, are making the squad support AR, the ARPK, which is essentially you take an AR, you give it a 20-inch at minimum medium profile, if not bull barrel with like a 24-inch barrel or a 24-inch length, thick profile of some kind, bull barrel or enhanced heavyweight, thick. And you put drum mags on it, you put a bipod on it, and it's designed to lay a high volume of sustained fire. And that's now that FRTs and the Uber safeties are a thing, right? This concept's growing a lot. And I see there's companies, Red Right Hand LLCs makes one. I want to say one other company makes a dedicated like squad support upper for people to just straight up buy that has a heat mitigation system in it. So this is a big thing. This is getting a lot of traction. People are building these rifles. And I think that's cool. I am not saying people shouldn't do this, but I wanted to talk, if everybody's down for it, what it means for a squad support weapon, what it means to run one, and when is it actually applicable? Because I think a lot of dudes, they build these, and they're either a lone dude, or they're maybe in like a 4-man team tops. And that's not really where this weapon system shines. And I wanted to talk with some people who are more experienced about it on like, where does this shit actually make sense?
Bones, I'm glad you asked, buddy.
Whoever wants
to, please.
I have been wanting to talk about this since the beginning of the stream. All right, this and recce shit, because
I'm gonna make a drink. Should I make a drink for this?
Go ahead. No, absolutely.
I want to hear your thoughts on it too, but
well,
yes,
I'll be listening.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be listening.
I'm popping a Zin right now. I'm
always
about to
with
talk
you.
For 45 uninterrupted minutes. Okay, so if everybody could mute themselves.
That would be hilarious.
Wind up the yap saw right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm about to boof a Zin. No, but we were talking about this in the car a little bit, you know, where it's just like, it's like fucking history never repeats itself, but it often rhymes, right? And so seeing this like flourishing of a fucking new rifle concept for the AR platform or whatever the fuck, it's just a, you know,
it's a use case,
individual
right?
rifle concept, you know what I mean? Like
philosophy of use has entered the chat.
Holy shit, is that John Nuttin Fancy?
Who?
Oh, we're making a joke. Do you know Nuttin Fancy?
You don't know who Nuttin Fancy is?
Do I know Nuttin Fancy? Dude, I'm gonna
we're gonna kick you out of this.
Your house
well,
with
you
a
didn't
weapon.
know the term POU,
I'm gonna come to your house
so...
with a weapon. All right, this is a real threat. Anyway, federal agents.
Real life.
Federal agents.
For
I
everyone
need
watching,
now.
this is a joke. He's only kidding.
The WWE. I'm gonna kill this man. And
I live at 308 Roya and Negra Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. No, I'm just kidding. Fucking.
Nice.
But anyway, like this like flourishing of a new concept for a new idea for a rifle that people can fucking spend a shit ton of money on for parts that they don't have. You know, that's supposed to fill some sort of role that they're convinced exists. You know, for their uses and shit like that, for this, you know, this broad LARP community that we have. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I need a fucking first. It's just like I need a rifle. Okay, got that. Check that box. I need a pistol. Like I remember when people were like, "Dude, did you know that rifles can be pistols?" You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like, dude, you could have a short-barreled rifle. How fucking cool is that? And it's like everybody got a fucking, you know, 14.5, 11, 10. Well, it was more like 7.5s and 10.5s.
Yeah, 10.5 to 11.5. Yeah.
And fucking, and then the last wave, the one that just passed us, was the whole fucking SPR build shit, or the recce rifle, which
I think
we'll get to that.
Stupid as fuck.
We will. I think we'll talk about that
cheers,
later.
We will. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, cheers,
chat.
boys.
Cheers, everybody. Everybody in chat, thank you for hanging out tonight. We're gonna keep going, right? Obviously, but I just want to raise a glass to everybody. It's the weekend. A lot of guys have had a rough year, right? Not to get all heavy on everybody, but it's been a rough year for a lot of people. So thank you. We got like 200 guys hanging out and chilling tonight.
Hell yeah.
So cheers, everybody. Whether it's coffee, water, pre-workout, whiskey, whatever you got going on. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me fucking go grand autismo on some of these
Continue.
points. But yeah,
we
fucking
love the autistic detail, please.
I got a lot of autistic pedigree in the community, you know what I mean? So I want to flex it a little bit. But anyway, so the last wave that just passed, as I'm sure we're all familiar with because it's fresh, is the fucking whole SPR build, the recce rifle, where it's just like this like medium range sort of like, you know, it's basically a fucking normal AR with like a bipod and an LPVO on it. Like, what the fucking do? Great. You know what I mean? And it's like, you could shoot to 300 meters with it. Like, wow, that's a new concept.
like
Totally.
every other rifle, other than
You know what I mean?
a 7.62 by 39
Yeah.
AK.
Maybe,
But
or maybe
Yeah.
like your 7.5 fucking ghetto blaster. You know, you might be able to catch the bullet at fucking 300 meters, but whatever. Fucking but now it's just like, you know, we're kind of gravitating towards this like militaristic mindset of just like, you know, I call them the goon squad. You know what I mean? The goon squad needs to be fucking outfitted very similarly
what do you mean by that?
to the
you
fucking
know what
military.
month it is? You racist.
What, are you talking gay sex freak month?
Holy face.
No, anyway, so fucking I'm talking like, you know, there's this like notion that, or this, we're gravitating towards this idea that, you know, we need to be outfitted in the same way as like a fucking like a rifle squad, you know, in the infantry or something like that. And it's like, I personally, I think yes, the LSW is a good idea when applied correctly. Certain criteria needs to be met before an individual, or rather a group of individuals, can utilize a weapon platform or a weapon system like that effectively. And it's not the fucking lone wolf. It's not the guy who owns 5 ARs and trains with nobody, or doesn't train at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, fucking do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I build shit that's stupid all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Fucking, like, whatever. Like, I buy dumb guns all the fucking time that I'm hardly ever gonna shoot. But
I gotta interrupt
the point
you.
is, it's like,
we are
go ahead.
streams. We're gonna.
That I don't
We are on the Focus Strip live stream.
Yo, Trench is in the chat.
Whoa!
Trench.
Oh no!
Hey,
shit.
Trench is in the chat. Well,
Hey, John.
We are on Focus Strip.
Should we start a specific
his
tower in his
streamception.
chat so that we can watch?
Specific.
Why doesn't he just join the fucking chat?
You know what I'm saying.
Can we merge? Can we merge stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who else do we have? Who else do we have on stream tonight? Crocs, how's your night going?
My
sir?
brain. Okay. Okay. We were. I don't know if you guys
Anyway,
can hear that. We were on Focus Strip. They were watching our stream, watching us, watching them, watching them,
Trench.
watching us.
Trench.
Huh.
Trench,
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up kind of bad.
Oh, okay. Let me turn this off.
Oh, it is now better.
Okay. The second I paused it.
Okay, you're good now.
Okay. I'll put them to the side for now. All right.
Anyway,
Continue.
so
Activate.
yes, thank you. Yeah, autism back on. So, fucking, when applied correctly, I think the LSW, the IAR, the civilian IAR, whatever the fuck, whatever terminology, the recce, fucking
the
LMG.
recce LMG.
Yes, God, fucking. I think it could be utilized effectively if certain criteria is met first, and it's definitely in a fucking larger element, you know, sort of a you know, goon element. You have multiple fucking goons in your goon squad, and you're filling certain roles. You know what I mean? Like, but even then, you know, I don't think that there's a whole lot that an IAR or fucking LSW can accomplish that a normal rifle can't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what is the difference outside of, like, you know, if we pull back the veil and see the fucking forest for the through the trees, it's like, what is the fucking difference here? Because it's the same thing with the SPR. It's the same thing. It's just like, you have a fucking or a recce rifle, God forbid. You have a fucking rifle with 2 slightly different attachments. Okay, instead of a 30-round mag, you have a 40 or a 60-round mag. Great, you're reloading half as much. You know, or you have a 20-inch fucking bull barrel that gets really hot and is hard to carry. Great, like, fucking congratulations. Or you have a bipod which can literally go on any fucking AR ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's stupid.
I don't know. I think it's another shill sales tactic.
Yes. You just hit the nail on the head.
Take a turn. Your turn to spasm out.
Oh, I mean, my take is very, very simple. Unless it's a belt fed, everyone, am I lagging or is everybody else lagging?
You're lagging a good bit. We're good on our end.
Lagging.
Okay. Well, I guess my take is, unless it's a belt fed, fully automatic weapon, right? I think it's stupid. Go ahead, Bones or Protraband or whoever. has.
I'll say, does Protrabrand have any?
Pass the stick off.
The talking stick goes to Protrabrand if he has anything before I start ranting a little bit.
Much appreciated, Bones. You know, the only thing I'll say, Bones, is there are a lot of guys who get tricked into buying stuff that they really don't need or can't utilize effectively. I will say comms is one. Guys don't have their license. They think they need it. The LPVO was a huge one because they said, oh, it's a do-it-all. It'll do it all for you. And they get it on, and it's heavy, and the eye box is tiny.
Yeah.
They're like, man, maybe I really didn't need to buy this. Maybe I just needed to get good.
Yeah.
And build my community and tactics anyway. That's my rant piece of it.
Yeah, I think some really good points are brought up, and I think that this concept of the IAR comes from a desire to increase your capability without getting super into belt-fed stuff, and I understand why people want to do that. But for one, you get a marginal increase in your rate of fire. It's very heavy. It's very cumbersome, and unless you have a group of 12 dudes-ish you are training with to do like infantry adjacent tactics for, you would just be better off with a good general purpose rifle. And not shitting on anybody's parade. I think people can do what makes them happy. But guys being like, oh well, you know, I'm putting together this. I'm spending $3,000 putting together the ARPK. That way I can lay suppressing fire for the boys while they maneuver. It's like, do you have the boys you're supporting? Do they know how to maneuver? And do you have an actual like training group to support? And if you don't, I'm not saying don't do what makes you happy, but your money is likely better spent almost anywhere else. And I think a lot of people need to take the black pill on that one, and that none of us are hating, except for maybe Trench, and I respect that. I think they just don't realize the marginal increase they're getting for how much they're going to lock themselves into a role if they want to run a weapon system like that.
I mean, yeah, my opinion is, having been on the opposite side for the military side for so long, I see the use case for it, and I see.
You sound like shit.
You're breaking up still a bit. It might be your mic connection or something.
You might need to close down the stream. The old potato computer can't handle it.
All right, let's try this. Boom, boom.
Oh.
Better?
Just go to audio, Church.
Test.
You sound good now.
Yep.
Okay.
Good now.
So yeah, my take is very simple. Having been on the military side of things, what?
Oh. No, you're good. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
having been on the army side of it, like, dude, to invest everything into this, SPR, IAR weapon, even if you have a force reset trigger or whatever, right? And now you have the D60 magazines that are finicky at best, right? And the 40 round magazines that are finicky at best. I mean, I think it's a moot point. I think it's a marketing thing that dudes are trying to move products. So that is what the industry is currently on, is they're trying to move a different type of product similar to the recce hype. And I think it's a waste of time for the vast majority of guys.
Agreed. Yeah, I would generally agree with that. That it's that, and this is a good segue into the term recce, which makes me want to blow my brains out when I see recce labeled on something that just doesn't make any fucking sense. Speaking of which, the recce LMG is a term, is an oxymoron. That is the jumbo shrimp of the firearms world. It just does not make any goddamn sense. And yeah, I think that the PSA, not Public State Armory, public safety announcement, don't drink the Kool-Aid before you really educate yourself and talk to dudes who know what it's like to use a squad support weapon and how that works.
So guys in chat are saying that the D60s are good. Oh, am I lagging right now?
Yeah, they are.
You've been in and out. You've been
so
kind of
strange.
patchy. I don't know if you're downloading something, if somebody's on your internet, throwing
good.
3 terabytes of furry porn from one device to another.
You're getting malwared right now. Yeah.
That's strange. Anyway, so the D60s are not reliable. Like, they are not. In my experience, they're not reliable. They're hard to load. They get finicky. They get strange malfunctions, failure to feed malfunctions. I would not, in any circumstance, trust the D60 magazines with my life.
I don't have a ton of experience. I heard you're supposed to clean them every so often, which is interesting. I've never really heard like you need to clean a mag after you use it a few times. I have limited experience with them, to be honest. My buddy had one. I saw him mag dump it a few times. That's not nearly enough to say this is reliable, but in the very limited experience, I haven't seen any issues. But I'm curious if anybody else knows about them.
Yes. So I wanted to make a point about Trench specifically. I wanted to ask you as a fellow
do not come.
a fellow infantryman. Yeah, do not come. Yeah, fucking. But I want you to come right now. I want you to come for Unky right now. But fucking.
Do not come.
Fucking. I wanted to ask you because you'll definitely. I think you'll agree with me here. You know, in a squad setting, okay, that when the saw is fucking eaten. All right, let's say you're doing a fucking a live fire FTX or whatever the fuck. Like, how many times does the fucking saw go down during the fucking?
Well, so
all the fucking time,
If
right?
the
It's
gun
it's
is
just
wet.
like conceptually, it's just going to happen.
If the gun is wet, with a lot of it is user error. A lot of it is user error. And
Yeah.
as a platoon, not pedigree has entered the chat, but as a platoon sergeant, I've seen it, of course, a ton, but a lot of that is user error and blanks.
Mm-hmm.
For blanks, obviously,
Blanks do suck,
guys
yeah.
don't tighten the BFA down, and the gun's just not going to work for blanks. That's just how it is. But for live ammo, the gun is very, very. So you gotta use the port chops it comes with in a lot of cases. Don't use like the nutsack, the soft nutsack, because the bullets can get bound up very easily when maneuvering. So what happens oftentimes is that the nutsack, for those that are maybe watching this that aren't tracking, it's just a cloth nylon bag that holds 100 rounds or 200 rounds of ammunition, and it clicks in, and the belt just comes out. A lot of times what happens when guys are maneuvering, that gets bound up, and so the bullets will not feed reliably. So the best way to get a saw to run reliably is to use the really annoying, massive pork chop feeding, I guess, that it comes in, but those are heavy and unwieldy. So it's just it's a weird balancing act with a saw. But if you keep the gun wet with live ammo and you properly feed it, it'll work great.
Yeah, like in terms of squad philosophy, talking guns, a concept that we're all should be familiar with. You know what I mean? It's like
I hate
everything.
guns.
Everything fucking everything fucking kind of revolves around, at least for like your weapon squad, or at least for your non-flank, your base of fire element. You know what I mean? Everything kind of revolves around that suppression weapon, and when the suppression weapon goes down, everybody else picks up to help support it, right? So that it can, regardless if it's got a jam or if it's just fucking reloading, which is not as fast as a fucking mag-fed rifle, right? So fucking, I don't think it's completely out of context, I guess you could say, to expect when you're running a civilian version of that weapon system, to be like you're running a weapon system that shits where it eats. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna fuck up eventually. I mean, even ARs do it. They just do. Like it. So I don't think you can kind of ding it. You can ding the weapon system based on like the magazine, which like Bone said, I don't have a whole lot of fucking experience with D60s. However, it's just like I know how guns work. They're just machines, and they fuck up sometimes. It's just what they do.
I mean,
you know what
I
I'm
guess
saying?
Here's the question though for everybody: would you tell somebody to build out an IAR in 2025? Would you tell the
I'm
officer?
getting told. I'm getting told by my personal goon squad. All right, my guys that I train with regularly. They're like, OG, you have to fucking build an IA. You have to build an LSW, because you're gonna be the LSW guy. And I'm like I guess so. Like I'll do it, but it's just like I'm slow to do it, because it's like I see the other aspect, the other end of the autism spectrum of like, I'm like, what is this rifle gonna do that my fucking regular AR can't do? an iota better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're really. I think that if it's not inherently a bad idea, but you have to be at such a refined level with such a large group of people for it
That's
to
what I'm
really
saying.
matter.
Yeah.
Like once you have to, as a civilian group, which is, this costs tons of money, this costs a lot of ammo, you have to have a place to do it, you have to have targetry, to get to a point where you're like, okay, we're this good as a squad size element, which there's a lot of units in the infantry right now who cannot maneuver as a squad size element to save their life. Unfortunately, shouldn't be that way, but it is. If you get to the point where you're like, okay, we're this good, we need a squad support system weapon now, you're like top, very high up there, top like 0.01% of these skilled civilian goon squads, and for it to be warranted. Now, if you want to do it for funsies, yes, but you need to be at a very high level for that to really matter in a meaningful way. Now, of course, not trying to gatekeep, right? People do what they want. If they want to have that access to that because it's fun and they want to be able to flex into that role, sure. But I think people don't realize how much of a moderate marginal benefit they get for how much money it costs and how much they lock themselves into. This rifle's heavy, it has a bipod, it's probably got a chunky scope, you've got big ass mags, you're super slow, it's very cumbersome, and doing anything other than squad support with it is not fun.
Yeah, and it's purpose built.
Yes,
it is purpose built to do one thing and one thing only.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot. I got a bullet with your name on it, and I'm gonna keep shooting until I find it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
vast majority of the audience has admitted that they don't have a community large enough. Like, they don't have anybody. They might have one buddy, is what the vast majority of my audience has said. I've done many polls asking them, how many people do you have, Minutemen, do you have to support you? And a lot of people say it's just themselves or a spouse or maybe 3 to 4. So in that case, I would say absolutely not. The squad automatic weapon is absolutely not a
You're not really
realistic
helping
thing.
yourself.
Yeah, you need a 12.5 or 16 inch, 20 inch, whatever type of terrain you're working with, 8 magazines, and freaking survive, bro.
And that's the other thing I was gonna say. Sorry, little bit of ASMR action pointing at my fucking webcam like that. Fucking there is like this is a notion that kind of like I said, takes away from like let's snap back to reality here. You know what I'm saying? In terms of prepping, in terms of being a Minuteman, whatever, being that prepared citizen, or a prepared Californian, like one of the homies in the chat, fucking like your entire preparedness plan, fighting with a gun makes up such a small percentage of your entire preparedness plan, that it's like, why are you putting so much? Because don't get me wrong, defense and God forbid offense is such a small aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other things that I guarantee that you're deficient in. Why are you dropping another $2,000 or more on a fucking rifle system that doesn't really give you much more benefit than a regular fucking AR that is more portable, more reliable, whatever? You know what I mean? Like, you have to fucking prioritize, especially with money when you're funding yourself. That's why the military is effective, is because they have fucking bottomless pockets. You know what I mean? They have an insane budget, and they have insane manpower and insane logistics. You don't. You're not that guy, pal. You know what I mean? You're not that fucking guy. So stop pretending that like you're that guy. Like, fucking, like, I'm not trying to like snap anyone's dick in half right now, but it's like fucking, just take a moment before you hit check out, on whatever fucking website that you're doing, and assess your overall picture first and see, do I actually need this? Do I actually, is this actually going to benefit me as much as I think it is?
I mean, the consumerism always has a vote.
Right.
The consumer. Here, let me.
And I mean, I'll say that if you're good. Do you have something, Trench?
I'm gonna take a fat gamer piss real quick.
Go ahead, but mute yourself and leave your headset here.
Yeah,
whatever you got to do. What I would say for for the audience and for the team here, right? Not to use a kind of cringe statement, but it really is. We're like, as a team, if we're a team of dudes, if Protraband, shows up and he has an IAR, squad automatic weapon, but he doesn't have, it's just a weird thing. It's an asset, but it could be a liability, right? So what I would rather guys focus on is maneuvering, having an accurate weapon, a maneuverable weapon, not something that's going to be like, we're always looking at Protraband, like, is the gun clean? Are you good? Like, do we need to trade off? Do you need me to carry the saw while you carry my rifle? And I think that's a bigger concern right now than... Go ahead, Protraband.
Well, I agree. So I was trying to get in from the OG rant, long guys talking. But I think 90% of people, myself included, are probably best off looking at it as a personal defense weapon. And that's kind of been the paradigm shift of a shorter, okay, it's kind of a PDW in essence. If you try and make it lay down suppressing fire, it's really not designed to. You're going to get hot gas tubes and all that stuff.
The barrel, talk about the barrel.
Yeah, the barrel's going to be drooping like some Idaho. We're not going to finish that sentence.
Damn.
But I PDWs are, I think, are the way for 90% people. The other thing, too, is if you build out a really nice belt fed or a really nice sniper system and you have the Gucciest thing on the block, congratulations, you are now getting voluntold to go to the front or to give your gear to this guy who actually needs it. And you're kind of volunteering yourself into that role necessarily, which you might not want to be when you build out that super Gucci build. That's all I'd add.
That's a very good point, dude.
It's an
like,
interesting consideration for
both.
Sure.
Yeah, both the barrel point you made, like, you cannot change out barrels quickly. In the Army, it's you shoot a burst, you get the command from the weapon squad leader, barrel change after next burst. The guys on the gun team sound off with barrel change. You fire another burst, you sound off with barrel change, weapon on safe, barrel change. That is how fast you have to be able to do a barrel change for it to be effective in a combat scenario. So with an IAR, you can't do a barrel change, so the gun is now useless because you have to control your rates of fire. Marine Corps has entered the chat, and I know a lot of guys do not like the IAR concept, the M27 over in the Marines. A lot of guys are very upset with that gun. So you brought up a good point about the barrels, Protraband. You also brought up a good point about the unicorn. The weird unicorn aspect of having a gun and the squad leader over fixating on the grenade launcher, over fixating on the saw. We need you for a patrol, or we need your gun for a patrol, and for a survival aspect, which is really what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about a Minuteman concept, a survival aspect. We don't need to be hyper fixating on the squad automatic weapon. What we should be hyper fixating on is, hey, Bones, how much water do you have left? How many have you changed your socks? I know your whole family died yesterday in Minecraft, but how are you coping with that? It's not, and Protraband brings up a really good point of because I've seen it happen. Hey, do we need to switch out on the gun, carrying it in the mountains of Romania, or carrying them in Ukraine on the 240s? Hey, do we need to switch out ammo, tripods, barrels, because they're so heavy? It's like, it becomes a crazy fixation of guys of we have to feed the gun. It's like, maybe we just bring 20-inch rifles, everybody. Everyone carries 10 magazines, and I have a whole video, actually, I just realized on this, the Minuteman squad. But someone else take it over.
Dude, most guys
go ahead.
3-mag placard. You're carrying 3 mags, and you're worried about, I don't think you need to be worried about feeding the belt fed.
Yeah, and
I think you need to be worried about not being in a sustained gunfight, because the longer you're in a gunfight, the higher chances you have of fucking dying.
Yeah, worse it is. Absolutely, and I think that guys will, don't feel ashamed to be the only dude in your prepper group, right? Or your homies, the goon squad, whatever. That's
the
fine.
word prepper has died out so hard.
What's that?
The word prepper, the connotation of prepper in my eyes is like a negative look. It's just like a whole tangent. But I think the latest thing is like Minuteman or Prepared Citizen. It has like a positive outlook, but like the prepper, if you say, even though I am probably technically a prepper because I have 4 months worth of food on hand and water and ammo, I don't know. It's just a weird tangent. But go ahead.
It's a terminology you use. Yeah, the term prepper has a or connotation to it. Whatever people want to call it. You Minuteman, prepared citizen, that type of thing. If you're a one-man team and that's all it is, that's totally fine. Look for homies because they're strength in numbers, people you can trust. But also, yeah, it's essentially just that people want to hyperfixate on this really cool thing, and I get that, and it's fun to do that, and I'm not trying to deny anybody their happiness. But don't drink the Kool-Aid and the cope on locking yourself into something and spending money on something that isn't actually going to help you. Remain flexible, remain mobile, and that's what's going to matter way more than look at my ARPK with an FRT that I can, mag dump a D60 in 30 seconds with, Well, it'd probably be like fucking 10 seconds, but yeah. You get the gist, King.
Yeah, I think the prepper, quote unquote, guys kind of got vindicated after 2020. And then where I live, after the balloon went overhead, it's like, hey, what's going on? And then, October 7th, you could say was another situation, although that has its different connotations about, yeah, it's good to be prepared for these things. I do think there's a way you can take it too far and kind of be like obsessed with like, we're all going to die soon, or like something is going to happen, bros. It's going to happen. You can definitely be on the negative side of prepping. And I think some creators, maybe not anyone here, but some guys can lean a little heavy into that. It's like, all right, chill, dude.
Yeah.
Just, make sure you can take care of your family.
They might have the name prepper allegedly in their stuff. And it's good to be prepared. Allegedly. It's good to be prepared. But I think the underlying message, I think, for the audience and we can continue talking about this before we transition to the recce, and then maybe some more hype stuff that kind of got brought to mind, right? And I'd be kind of interested to hear these guys, Protraban and Uncle OG's take on the modern handgun and what is the actual best right now for dudes and stuff like that. But to kind of like give some finalized thoughts, if I had to give like a final, because so many videos on YouTube, guys will just beat around the bush. I don't think we've done that here.
Yeah.
But to just give like a concrete, if you guys had to tell somebody, would you say yes or no to buy a squad automatic weapon or IAR type of gun right now? That's not belt fed, I guess.
By and large, no.
Yeah, I think if you're doing it, should be doing it for the right reasons. Like it's not for everybody. Okay, it's not for everybody. It's not a fucking your go-to rifle.
Yes.
Bones. It's not your go-to rifle.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
I'm agreeing. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. It shouldn't be.
But
it's like, are we about to fight?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I just watched your rifle, or I just watched your video about that rifle build not too long ago. Fucking,
I love you.
Yes, I love you too, King. Fucking, but I'm saying that I think that most of the people that get into that sort of weapon platform aren't doing it for. I mean, they might be doing it for the right reasons, but they're definitely not going to see the benefit of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to get the most out of it. God forbid if they have to fucking use it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I think that if you're, that's one of the last check boxes that you mark off in terms of your prep plan and shit like that. That's all I got.
Protraban, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, if you've got your bases covered of pistol that you know how to use, that takes common mags, PDW or rifle, and then a long range option. If you want to blow money on it, I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead. But I see some of these videos where it's like civilian sniper use case. I don't know if that's going to play out the way you think it is when stuff really does hit the fan, or when you're in a without rule of law scenario. I think your primary concern is going to be protecting yourself. And I think that's where a good pistol and AR you're comfortable with, or PDW style weapon is what I would prioritize. If I'm going to do it all again, I'd probably get a PDW. Like my very first gun, I think I'd get a PDW that takes Glock mags, because that's most of what you're going to run into out there.
Crazy.
Dare I say it? I say I recommend you get a PCC before you get the ARPK.
Crazy. That is exactly what we were about to transition to after the recce. We can get into it now. Perfect segue. So for me, right, to shape what personal defense weapon in chat, thanks for hanging out still. Hit the like button. Thanks for hanging out,
slogging
everybody.
it out with us.
Yep. So let's transition over to the PDW concept. Personal defense weapon, pistol, caliber, carbine. It's all one word. We're going to say interchangeably PCC and PDW. It's going to get crazy, but cheers,
It's already crazy.
It's so crazy. Cheers,
Let's go.
everybody.
Well, while you rant about this, I'm getting another drink. Kings.
Okay, cheers, everybody.
I can't stand you guys all sober.
Good. Pistol, caliber, carbine. The CMMG Banshee journey that I have been on has been epic, has been hilarious, heartbreaking, and amazing. But for the road trip I'm about to go on, I'm bringing 3 guns, okay? I'm bringing a 16-inch suppressed AR, allegedly, okay? I say allegedly for certain reasons. A Glock 19, okay? And I am bringing a 9mm PCC CMMG Banshee. The reason is that thing with a red dot, with a white light, and it's so small, it's like 8 inches, I think, is the barrel or so, 8.25, perfect velocity compromise, takes Glock mags. It is ideal for pretty much everything you're going to encounter for accuracy and for the ammunition that I'm using to defend yourself and be effective. So what are your guys' thoughts on, I guess, either the Banshee, the Flux Raider, the KP9, whatever your taste is in PDWs? Are they effective? Are they better? The question I would pose to the group, are they more applicable than a 308 battle rifle for a civilian? That is because I think
hands down, yeah.
Let Protraban take the lead. Let's let Protraban take the lead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, King.
First of all, okay, 8 inches is way too much, depending on,
Whoa, that's way too much, dude.
It's huge.
No, but legitimately.
Hold on there, Becco.
Where are you going to be putting that thing?
For 9mm especially. Now, let me throw this up. They got 308. It's too heavy for your wife to carry. The AR, you're going to be deaf if you have to use that suddenly and can't throw on ears, which is where I think the other benefit of PCCs come into. 308 is just like, sure, dude, if you're not moving, then that's awesome. You can take out buffalo and elk from your cabin. But yeah, if you're moving
Buffalo Bill!
And I'll even throw a wild one out there. There is different types of ammo you can get for 9mm, right? If you even go the buffalo bore route, that guy claims that one of his customers took out a Grizz in Alaska with a 9mm hard cast plus P bullet. So I mean, that's just something to think about, maybe. But there's different options out there, and you can even go subsonic with the, I believe, 147.
147
option. So
naturally subsonic.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. I will. I'll take the talking stick, I suppose. Not to self-shill. Next video is going to be on PCC, so this is fresh in my mind. This is living rent-free right now. A PCC offers so much flexibility in a very affordable way, because 9mm is going to be everywhere. Mags, you probably already have it. Generally, I'm going to say if you're getting a PCC or a PDW, it should take the same mags as your pistol, all right? If it doesn't, I don't. Anytime anybody.
You mean like the 200 P320 mags you have stocked up? Of course, because everyone has P320 mags, 200 of them.
Yeah, get your AR9 that takes 320 mags. I have a milk crate of 320 mags in this closet behind me.
A whole crate. I actually do have a literal bag of Glock mags, like overflowing. So for competent guns, it's actually not a joke. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah. People are gonna have them, and anytime somebody brings up a PCC that doesn't take Glock mags, I don't care about it. It does not matter to me. If you're an M&P guy and you got M&P stuff and it takes M&P mags, that's cool. Whatever, don't care. It's so much easier to stock up on 9, and having that second weapon system to take the workload off of your primary weapon system in the event that you don't need a full-size rifle, or to hand off to someone like a friend, your wife, things like that. I would hands down recommend somebody get a PCC over a 308 if they already have their main fighting rifle. And I would say if somebody's getting into guns and they've got a pistol, right? They've got their Glock 19, their RXM, whatever. And they're like, okay, I want to get a rifle, but I'm really hesitant to spend a lot of money. I don't want to, get something that's too large that I'm not going to want to shoot. I'm not going to afford shooting, so I'm never going to shoot it. I'd recommend they start with the PCC, and they're gonna keep that after they grow into their full size rifle and have so much utility with that 9mm cartridge. Mic drop to someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right, so
Go ahead, Uncle OG, take the wheel.
All right. Are you guys ready for the hot take?
I'm
It's
ready.
gonna be exactly the same as everybody else. You're gonna say 308's trash, PCCs are made. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna go with a secret third thing. All right, I'm gonna say
Lever
that-
actions.
Yeah, sorry, you need a 30-30 at least. No.
Revolver.
You need a 32, whatever the fuck it is, 32-20 or whatever the hell. Fucking no. But I was gonna say when it comes to pistol caliber anything, I think that most people will find the full benefit, or rather, they get the most out of a pistol caliber weapon when it is literally just a pistol. I'm sorry. I'm gonna die on this hill, because it's like, when you buy, your MPX, when you buy your Zev
Gross.
MP5,
Nobody should be buying an MPX, so you're already wrong. Continue.
I'm just saying, fucking
Or a
literally,
Zev. Both
or
of your-
you buy, a fucking piece of shit Banshee or whatever the fuck.
Whoa. Technically, you would be correct unless they fix mine twice. But continue.
Or a fucking
Nice.
Scorpion, you know what I mean? Like
Your
whatever the
options
fuck.
are
Okay.
strange. But continue.
It is a dedicated, full size fucking PCC, right? It is a carbine and pistol caliber, fucking by definition. But you lose the fucking aspect. I think what you gain in terms of like ballistics and performance and shit like that, being in a dedicated platform like a PCC, you can still get out of a fucking regular handgun and just using a fucking chassis. Okay, I'm gonna you can't stuff a fucking a Banshee in your waistband. You can't
False.
fucking hide it. Okay, I mean, you
False.
could, but everyone's gonna know. Yeah, right.
Well,
Like,
it's a lot going on down there anyway. So
yeah,
3
right.
inches
But
is
you're gonna have to
huge.
surgically remove your third leg in order to hide it effectively. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that most people get the full benefit from a pistol caliber when it is literally just in a fucking pistol, and like, even in terms of prepping and shit like that, like if you're on the fence, like you're just getting into it, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? If you're not efficient with a pistol first and foremost, I think you're doing yourself a great disservice, because learning pistol is hard. Shooting a pistol is fucking not easy. It's I suck at it. Like I suck.
Yeah.
In grand scheme, I suck at fucking shooting pistols. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of kneecapping myself by being like, well, I got all this 9mm. I'm just gonna instead of getting better at shooting pistols, I'm just gonna get a fucking a Raider or fucking MCX or a Scorpion or whatever the fuck, and I'm just gonna shoot that, and then now I can shoot my 9mm better. In reality,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so you're in your car. I'll frame the situation. You're in your car.
Okay.
You're driving down the highway. You start getting reports that there's protests kicking off or whatever. You see traffic up ahead. You come to a halt. You see literal gunfights. We'll say 500 meters ahead. Let's say it's like down a hill and up a hill, and you see gunfights happening. You have to abandon the vehicle. And the whole world has gone to shit. You're by yourself for whatever reason. You already had your concealed carry Glock 19, hopefully if you're based or something like that on you, or your RXM. RXM, right? Yeah, RXM. RXM. RXM.
Glock killer number 20.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit, I guess. But if you guys want. But what would you rather jump out and grab out of the back of your Bronco or whatever you're driving? What would you rather grab, a 308 16-inch rifle or an 8-inch PCC? Let's say magazines are as many as you had in your kit, right? So if however many you wanted or whatever, what would you rather grab? Be honest.
I'd rather grab my dick.
I'd rather.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would grab my dick and twist it. No, I'd rather fucking literally grab whatever's going to not attract as much attention to myself as possible. Okay?
So the PCC.
No, I'm gonna have my pistol and my fucking pistol alone.
The world is so you're going to get in a gunfight. For this scenario,
I'm going to.
Why
am I going to? Am I running towards the fucking
No. You're running away.
Gunfight?
But let's say in this scenario, it is some sort of civil war where people, if you have a pink mask on, they're just going to shoot you.
God bless. Yeah, and I'm not taking this shit off. Lord knows. So, dude,
yeah, we commit to the bit to death.
So 308 battle rifle.
Then
or
I'm gonna
PCC.
have the chassis in my fucking EC, and
So
I can shoot the
PGW.
fucking handgun. Yeah, if you want to call it that, but it's not a dedicated fucking PCC. It's not. It's not stuck into being the entire full gun in its full size.
I would like to take the talking stick for a
Go ahead.
moment if Protraban doesn't have anything to say.
I would like you after you, Bones, if that's okay.
Okay.
Because I want to address it.
I want to say that I don't really. I think we're shoehorning ourselves into two scenarios that are for one unlikely and I think a little, of course, made up. But I don't think if you are buying a PCC because you are saying I suck at shooting a pistol, I'm gonna shoot a pistol but better. That's not a good use case. And I don't think many people are doing that either. I don't think guys are going out and saying, I'm bad at shooting a pistol, I'll get a PCC, I will be better. Except for USPSA shooters who want to min-max, but we're not talking about that. I also think that the scenario Trench brings up is a very hyper-specific one and is going to depend on a lot of different things. And you can create environments in which one weapon system will excel over another. I think that when you take a PCC and you put it into a more administrative, not go-to-war setting, it's a very handy tool to have. And not as your go-to fighting rifle, not as a crutch for not shooting pistols well. I think it's an economic choice to get good training and have a nice secondary option that gives you more flexibility if and when things happen. That's where I think the use case for a PCC excels. And I will hand the talking stick to Protraban, having said all that.
I appreciate it, Bones. And I think that what OG is prioritizing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is the ability for others to maybe not know or see that you're armed, which is a whole other, there's benefits to that and there's risks to that, right? In some cases, I might want a guy to know that I'm armed, okay? So they don't try to mess with or maybe pick a different target. If you are going into a situation where you know there's going to be a fight, like Trench said, you want whatever you're most accurate with, whatever has the least amount of recoil, and that's probably an AR or a PCC that you're comfortable with that you can, shoulder, right? I think the other thing to think about for OG and everybody and others is if there's parachutes overhead in this scenario, are you going to hand your grandpa a pistol and expect him to make a shot, or would he be better off with this kind of FUD lore about the shotgun or the PCC that he can get a better shot off with? I think there's pros and cons to each, but yeah, if you're just prioritizing concealability, something like the Glock 26 or 19, I think would be the way to go. Maybe with a micro Roni or a convertible option for you as well. Thoughts, gang?
I think chassis systems. I think the example that Uncle OG gives, I think the vast majority of chassis systems are finicky and trash, to include the Fluxrator. They all have little micro issues. Even if you get a reliable one like a Flux, even the best ones have little micro issues. We're not worried about concealing. Everyone's going to have a gun or everyone's going to be suspected. I think if you really put yourself in a scenario that's a grid down, scenario, kind of like what Protraban was saying, you just assume everyone's a fucking threat. So no one gives a fuck that you're concealing your little PDW at that point. And I think exactly a AR style or even a KP9, the AK, whichever one you like more, having that with a red dot and a white light, dude, those guns are very, very usable out to 200 meters. Obviously, at 150 is kind of like your max effective, right? 120 to 150 is like your max effective range. But I think I have a whole video on this, but battle rifles versus like PCC, for the average dude watching this, if every dude watching this had a reliable PCC that took the same mags as their handgun, I think that is like a crazy, not to say the M word, we'll say Minuteman. That's a crazy Minuteman community. You guys know the other word, right? But that is a
The M
crazy
word?
thing. The M word, yeah, as in Mike. That is a crazy. I can see the battle rifle almost being a specialist rifle or a specialist concept where dudes can't carry as much ammo. It's
Did we
ungangly.
lose Trench?
You guys got me?
You're back. You're cutting out a bit, but we got you.
It's so weird that I'm cutting out on my own stream.
It's almost like someone or something is going on either background of your computer or someone's on your internet downloading,
Maybe, but I'm
stuff.
already in trouble with Nighthawk, so I'm not gonna. We have.
You're not gonna.
We are not
Yeah.
supposed to be
Bad
streaming
way.
right now. Let's just put it that way.
I think you're getting DDoSed by Matt Pranko right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, all his
Drunk
pedigree is
fuck this
overwhelming the
guy.
channel. But
He's manifesting you lag right now. He's making
yeah.
your shit fuck up on purpose.
I guess to
He's
summarize
capping it.
my point, I think that battle rifles almost make people less effective in a weird way, whereas they're heavier, they don't have as much ammo. I think for the average / slightly trained people are going to be better off with a PCC rather than a battle rifle. Both for recoil, magazine,
I would agree.
capacity.
I'd agree with that.
So I just think. Go ahead, somebody. Take the talking stick.
I want to let Uncle OG talk, but I think we're talking about a lot of different scenarios, and we should maybe refine on something a little more specific, or where a PCC excels. Because I'll say in your scenario, Trench, I would say an intermediate rifle would probably be the best for most people. The capability of having a full-size rifle with the cartridge, with the capability would make sense. I think we are creating a lot of scenarios that are just kind of all over the place. I would want to refine it into something a little more specific.
If someone kicks your door down, what would you rather have guys be armed with? A battle rifle or a PCC?
A PCC.
Okay, PCC. What do you got, Protraban? Someone kicks your door down. For everyone in your community, Minuteman. I don't know what that noise was.
Well, dude, are they armored up or no?
You're gonna assume that everyone has level 3A, right?
3A?
Yep, you're gonna assume.
If everyone has 3A, you either want semi-auto shotguns, you can spam buck, or
If
like
you had to
black
choose
tip
PCC
308.
or battle rifle, because what I'm trying to do with this discussion is there's so many guys that are gonna stay up too late, they're gonna drink too much, they're gonna be on PSA's website.
Like us.
Yep, and they're gonna hit.
Not like us. Never mind.
They're gonna hit confirm or accept order.
Yep.
And if they're gonna buy something stupid, would you rather them buy a PCC or a battle rifle? They're gonna buy something stupid.
So realistically, if it's your average like thug or like home burglar, PCC is more than enough, right? If it's with if you're getting raided, that's a whole other issue, right? That you need to set up the house like that actor in that
Layer
movie.
defense.
Yeah, you need to do like the Skyfall setup with the light bulbs. Yeah, it just depends. I think for 90% of like petty crime and thugs, yeah, PCC will be your go-to.
Let's pass the talking stick to Uncle OG.
Yes. The most intelligent one.
The least inebriated.
Self-proclaimed, most intelligent.
Self-proclaimed. Guys, look, I got a lot of work to do, all right? I still got like 2/3 of a bottle left. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. He's going to be naked,
all right.
stapled to the ceiling by the end of this.
Yeah, just you wait. Just you wait. See this box of rice right here? It's going right up my ass at the end of the stream. Just you wait.
Allegedly, YouTube. Allegedly.
Hey, YouTube, it's AI generated. It's not real, and Matt Pranka did it. Fucking no, but I mean, if I'm in this hyper specific scenario where I'm inside of my own house with my entire selection of guns that I definitely don't have, fucking like if I'm going to okay, so let me rewind a little. Let me rewind a little bit to
going back.
The fucking the scenario at hand here where I'm not at home, okay? Personally, it's like if I have a gun that is going to be dedicated to living in a bag, or it's not going to be tucked in my fucking waistband, why in the fuck am I not going to ensure that weapon system is chambered in a rifle cartridge? Not saying it has to be a battle rifle, because I don't want it to be a battle rifle. But I'm saying a fucking 12.5, you know, that can fit in a bag or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna shoulder a fucking rifle and allegedly hold right mouse and aim at somebody in a video game and shoot them, fucking like, why am I gonna fucking fucking shoot it with 9 mils? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's easier to conceal, whatever. It's fucking easier on my hearing, but I don't really give a fuck about my hearing if somebody's trying to kill me in Minecraft. You know what I'm saying?
I will agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I think that when you get to the point where you are going to get a dedicated rifle, that an intermediate cartridge is going to be good in a lot of scenarios.
Like, if we're gonna fight, I'm going to fight with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to short myself any fucking capability whatsoever. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, dick myself down with a fucking 308 where I can't shoot sustained fire effectively, you know, and accurately. But I'm also not going to, you know, box myself in with a 9 mil. Like, oh yeah, great, it shares the same mags as my shit. Like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm just gonna buy more mags for the gun that I need to feed more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already have a ton of mags. It's a fucking AR. Great. Allegedly, I already have. Anyway, so
he has 0 magazines.
Yeah,
in Tarkov. He has 1 magazine in Tarkov.
yeah. I forgot to bring mags.
My keys. Does anybody have my keys?
Damn it. Yeah. So fucking. But literally, it's like you're not saving yourself any fucking benefit by getting a PCC over an intermediate cartridge like 5.56. Just like point blank from fucking muzzle to fucking 300 meters with literally like anything 11.5 and over. Like, the 9 mil sucks fat weenor fucking outside of fucking like 50 to 100 meters. It's true.
But that's the vast majority of your engagement distances are going to be within 50 meters.
Great. Guess what performs better in that same exact
Mark 18
distance?
Suppressed with a red
fucking
dot and a
Mark
light.
18. Exactly. Thank you.
With
all right.
77 OTM or M855 Alpha 1.
Now that we're all on the fucking same page, if I'm going to fucking hold right mouse and fucking press left click
which we would never do because we support Iran.
We would never do.
We actually support Israel. We love
weirdly
the
enough,
Jews.
you can't see it because this is a green screen behind me, but I literally have the Palestinian flag right here. I have the Israeli flag right here simultaneously. This is a green screen. If I reach back any further, the whole thing comes down.
You have your whole life behind you. We can all see it.
Yeah, this is an AI. This isn't even my house. This is fake right here. So I looked this up on Pinterest, but literally fucking like I said, if I'm going to shoulder, like, the pistol serves the pistol purpose and it serves it well. Why the fuck am I going to try and like jelk the fucking 9 mil to squeeze as much performance out of it as possible when I could literally take the same? Well, exactly. The 9 mil is pretty small. The 5.56 is much greater. It's much more better. And I think we all know this. So why the fuck are we gonna fucking try and force ourselves into this little tiny box where 9 mil doesn't fucking perform as well as 5.56?
Do you own a PCC?
No. Because it's
Bones,
stupid.
Do you?
Yes.
Allegedly. Protraman, do
Allegedly, I do own one.
Allegedly, no. See, I'd be grabbing my 10.3.
Okay,
AR.
so this is actually good because I'm about to go on a long road trip, and I'm legitimately trying to plan, like, right now, my own like school of thought is 16-inch. But then I get to thinking, and I'm like, oh, what if I want my 10.3? And then I get to thinking, like, well, what if I want my 20? So if let's say you guys are going on a long road trip, you're going to be there. All you could have is one handgun and one long gun. Could be a shotgun, could be a battle rifle, could be an AR, could be a PCC. Whoever wants to go first. You're long. All right. We'll say 20 hours. 20 hours away.
I ran this exact script in ChatGPT for my personal setup, and my personality was actually uploaded to ChatGPT. So
chat also, I want chat to vote. Sorry to interrupt you. I
Yeah,
want chat. Everybody
absolutely.
in chat, you're doing a 20-hour road trip in your Bronco because you should have a Bronco. It's a truck, not an SUV. It's not a car. It's a truck. It's a Bronco that you have allegedly. Cheers, by the way. This stream, I can already tell, is going to devolve into just.
We've already devolved.
I don't know what you guys expected inviting me here, but it was a bad idea from the beginning. All right.
We've already devolved back to monkey.
So, whoa, chat. Everybody vote what you would have. 20-hour road trip in the Bronco, 1 handgun, 1 long gun. And Uncle OG, go.
Yes. Okay, so I ran this exact scenario
1,000 times.
1 million times in Chat GPT with my exact loadout.
It's just going to be the same result as the first result, but go ahead.
And what I did, so I hypothetically drove from where I live in Askrakistan all the way to California. Yeah.
Roasted, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh my God, guys, I gotta go. No, just kidding. So I did a 26-hour, not to turn this into a dick measuring contest, but I did a 26-hour trip.
It's so big.
Allegedly in Chat GPT. And the only thing in this simulation that I brought was a Glock 19. And you know what? I felt perfectly safe with that. Because literally, it's going to solve 99.99999% of problems that
I didn't know you were German.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yep. More than you know. I'm more German than more German.
So you're
I could delve into that.
So you're not even going to pick a long gun. You're saying, and the vast majority of my life, I have a Glock 19 Gen 5 with Trijicon night sights and Talon grip, and that's it.
Yeah.
2 mags in the duffel bag, 19 rounders. For YouTube, it's only 1 rounder. 2 in the double bag, 1 additional 15 rounder.
It's a musket.
Yeah, 1 additional.
You're hand loading every round.
Loader, yeah.
And that's it.
You got the crimp fucking in the bag to load each round.
Guys, I forgot mags in Tarkov.
I can kind of see where you're going with that, where it's like, I live my everyday life with my Glock 19 or Ruger RXM or whatever. Why am I gonna, when I go on the road, like, and I think it's a gun guy thing. You know, as we discussed this tonight, I think it's a gun guy thing. It's like, I'm going on the road. I need my long gun to protect me. But it's like, I can see where your thought process is like, I have my Glock 19 and a couple extra mags and I'm good.
Yeah.
But let's play devil's advocate or whatever,
run into like a fucking like a moose thug hybrid or something like that?
What if you run into Contraband in the middle of the road and he has a SIG?
I'm gonna submit. Well, I'm gonna go tits down, ass up. You know what I mean?
I want to hear.
There's an extra big in my ass. No, well, Trent, can you say where we're going to? Because if it's just 20 hours in a car,
you're going
and
from
I want to be
the
as comfortable.
east. Oh.
No, go ahead.
You're going from the East Coast to Middle America, Midwest. And
ooh, okay. So if I'm landing
during this time of the road trip, right? Because I'm going for training. And I shouldn't specify, so I won't. But I'm going for training.
This is all Chat GPT theoreticals anyway.
This is all Minecraft. It definitely don't kill me on the road or something. But I'm going for training, and I'm going to Midwest, and I'm going to be doing a some ride-along content for the channel. So I guess early alert for that. We're going to be doing a bunch of ride-along stuff in a very kinetic area in the United States. It'll be a good time, trust me. All this to say, I'm bringing a rifle, and I am so torn. I've gone to the thought process of 1301. Should I just bring my shotgun, my semi-auto shotgun with my Glock 19 and just like every night in the hotels have my shotgun? Or should I go rifle? Or should I go... So that's why this concept. But I also need it to train with. It's such a weird... You know what I mean? Such a weird thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen up, Hoss. All you need is a Taurus Judge and Mosin the Gant. No, I'm kidding.
Just need a double barrel shotgun. Lean it against the corner of your door.
You just rack it and they'll get scared. No, if we're going in the car and we're landing in Middle America, that's important. It's going to be 60. Okay, I'll do handgun first. Glock 26, so it's concealable, comfortable, and I can run every mag we find pretty much.
Sus.
And then I would do a 16-inch. I would do actually a 16-inch bullpup if we're going to be in the car and landing in Middle America with some kind of prism.
Oh my God!
I missed it. What did he say?
Ban him.
What rifle?
Get him out of here right now.
What rifle?
He said it's a war.
No, you did not.
A 16-inch bullpup since we're in the car.
Are you serious?
If we're in the car, yeah.
Is this
if
a
they're
troll?
serious
Is this
about
an
catching
elaborate
them all,
troll?
they are. If they're serious.
All right.
Why? Why an X95? Why are you bringing it to VOR before we boot you
It's
out
actually
of
an AR adapted chassis.
before we boot you for... I'm kidding. But why?
Yeah.
What's your thought process?
Before you get banned for cringe.
My
Capital
main
level
thought
cringe.
on that trench is if it's without rule of law and I'm in the car, I want something that I can shoulder and move around with and be effective in the Bronco. That's the only reason we have the shorter length bullpup. Okay?
But
and you can make the same case for maybe folding stock AR, right? Or folding stock AK.
I don't like
excuse
folding
me.
stock ARs but AK is for the aesthetic. But the soft skin vehicle, you're gonna immediately dismount or you're gonna die. If you fight in the Bronco, you're gonna die.
Okay, if that's the case, then regular AR for sure. Still with an ACOG.
Everyone in chat is probably I see I see the chat. Let us know what you think about the X95.
First of all,
how many noses are being posted in chat now?
Post the noses.
Yeah, where's the schnoz at?
Spam
schnoz.
I think that this is an interesting situation to put ourselves in.
I think you're carrying the X95 because you hate Palestine. And honestly,
I
that's
love
not cool, man.
Jews. And somehow I love Palestine and everything in the Gaza Strip, and somehow I love Iran.
Yeah, I hope both sides have a great time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope they both find a lot of success in whatever they're doing.
I hope everyone has fun.
Yeah.
This stream, this bit of the stream, has proven that I'm really excited to push out this video on PCCs. I'm very excited for it. I will say, by and large, here's where I'm at. If you are going into a situation in which you know you're going to get in a firefight, I would absolutely not, in most situations, probably not grab a PCC. I wouldn't, because if I almost guaranteedly know I'm in a firefight, I want a full-size rifle cartridge. If I'm in a very niche situation where I need a lot of rounds but don't have a lot of space to put them on my body, okay, maybe the PCC might win out for some reason. However, when you take a step back from direct fighting and from I know I'm going to get in a firefight, this is my fighting rifle, there's room for the PCC to make sense. But if you just say my fighting rifle, if you're going to say my fighting rifle is a PCC, I'm going to say that's a dumb idea. However, if you have one for all the other things a PCC can be used for, a handout kit, a secondary weapon system, reduced threat when you need to maintain reduction in weight, then there's a use case to be made. There are a training weapon system. It's a lot cheaper to feed. We can expound on that. But if we're going to continue to say, would you take a PCC for fighting? Probably not in 9 out of 10 scenarios.
Well, what would you take? You're going on this road trip. What are you taking?
So this theoretical...
it's your option. It's legitimately what you need.
In the proposed scenario, I mean, I would carry if it's as current rule of law is right now, things are the way that they are. I would have the RXM as I carry it normally, which is 1 mag in with 1 spare in a concealed carry fashion, and I would likely, we're gonna get spicy here. I would probably take the AR9 because I have more ammo to work with and it's lighter and less intrusive.
Chat is.
If I'm
going
the
whole world explodes.
I'm going to
Uncle
freak the fuck
OG
out.
booms you. Protraban drops a SIG video. But explain. Let's let him explain.
There's also a good chance.
Our friendship is riding on this answer right now.
What is that?
This is an airsoft.
gun.
Well, don't
An
gun.
airsoft
put it down.
Colt
Put it down.
BA-45.
Even then.
There's a good chance that I just might not bring a rifle. Also, if it's current rule of law where it is right now, I'm going on this road trip, I might just bring an extra mag or two in my backpack, in my back pocket, or in the vehicle. Because the threat level's pretty low. I don't have a ton of space in my personal vehicle. So I might just say, hey, I'm going to go on this super long road trip. I'll be gone for however long. I'll, bring my normal concealed carry, my EDC bag, which has an IFAK in it. And I'll carry a couple of spare mags for it, and that's what I think for current rule of law, not increased threat level. That's probably what I would do real world. Now, if there was an increased threat level, that would obviously change. But if I were to drive to California right now, and it's not the war zone, that in the war zone areas, the PvP zones,
So
I'd
California.
I would probably
So
just
the United
my
States on a
EDC.
regular day right now.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna
you're
grab another
you're
Becky.
taking a PCC and your RXM.
Oh, if I even bring the PCC, I mean, unless there's elevated threat, I'm not gonna grab a long gun most likely.
So you're only going to bring the 2 magazines total?
Like I said, I would probably plus up on a couple spare mags. It'd
That's
probably live
crazy.
in my backpack, but
That's
yeah,
light.
I don't think
That's light to me. I mean, the paranoia starts to kick in for me a little bit.
I'm just like, I mean, you could play the what if game, and I'm not saying I agree that I want to be as armed as I possibly can, but if I'm gonna go drive across the country, I might not bring a rifle with me real world with how things currently are.
Really?
If I can, yeah. I mean, I don't feel that threatened that I realistically would need one. Would I rather have it than not need it? Absolutely. But that's going to be one of the first things that's going to be reduced if I have to bring a bunch of stuff. Is I'm going to bring my concealed carry, plus up on some ammo, and that'll most likely be what I bring for this long trip. I feel pretty confident with the pistol. Now, if you're talking enhanced threat level, then yes, I would. If I'm going somewhere hazardous, if I'm going somewhere very rural in which I think I may be targeted for some reason, then yes, my response would increase. I'd bring more. But as it stands right now, I'd probably bring my concealed carry with my EDC bag and a couple spare mags, maybe a box of ammo too.
I want to hear Pro
Being just completely real world.
Because to me, this is extremely crazy. Even
So
go ahead.
Well, I think today, what Bones is just saying, Trench, is today, what are you going to leave the house with? And if you had to go, 20 hours, I would bring one, maybe a couple rifles, just so it's with me and not left at the home, right? But I think what Bones is getting at is for today's threat level, most people just go outside and concealed carry a pistol. Maybe an extra mag, right? If they're like Lucas Botkin and Focus Trip, where they're 17 plussed up. I think that's kind of what Bones is getting at. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think, Trench, where you and I kind of started this thing on the PCC idea is, okay, there's some kind of looming threat. You don't know for sure when it's going to happen, and you're maybe traveling around a little bit, spending time with your family, where, yeah, maybe she could take the PCC and not get, like, ultra scared of squeezing off a shot, right? But I could be wrong on that. That's just what I think.
And that's another thing, too. I would assumedly be alone. I don't have no wife. I have no kids. It's just me. So in the event I need to hand out something to someone who isn't as experienced, I'd absolutely bring a PCC over a full-size rifle, because I can hand that to them. I feel they will be more confident and capable in carrying it and utilizing it. Sure, I think a handout kit makes a lot of sense for a PCC. Applying it to me, I'm going to be alone.
So, but if you're alone too, then, why not bring at least one? I mean, I'm sure you got a stash. I would at least, make yourself capable if you're traveling 20 hours alone, right?
Yeah, I would rather have it than not need it, absolutely. I'm just giving you a really realistic answer of, if I were to make this road trip, I would probably bring a rifle, yes, but it'd probably be one of the first things to go if I was like, man, I have no more space in my vehicle. I'm also applying this to my personal vehicle. I don't have a ton of space in it. Like, I don't need a lot of things, but if I'm going to be spending a lot of time out at this location, I don't have a ton of space to work with.
I mean, even in the situation as of the time of filming the video that we're filming right now, Iran is happening. You have protests. You got. We have been on the brink of the civil war, to be honest, for the past 3 to 4 years. Like it's been kind of hit or miss, right? With the election.
Things have been spicy, yeah.
Yeah, with the election cycles and everything. So I would say, long gun is required. Period. Even if it's just a.
So let me ask you.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Trent. If you live in a blue or liberal city and you have to defend the shot you took in front of some judge or in front of some prosecutor, does it give you a little bit more leeway to say, hey, I was just trying to defend myself? If you go with the smaller powered pistol round versus an AR, do you think that's a case or an angle to be concerned about?
I think a lot of what's going to come into play for your lawyer is why were you there? Like Kyle Rittenhouse, he's lucky. I think we can all agree kind of that he got very, very lucky. Okay. He was doing a lot. He was doing too much, right? You know when your buddy gets too drunk at a party and can't handle their liquor? He was that guy. Regardless of what you think about him, and like he defended himself, but he should have never been there.
He's lucky the prosecuting attorney was an absolute retard.
Yeah, he really did
suck. In that scenario, if you're Kyle Rittenhouse and you're downtown and you're shooting people even in self-defense, whoa, dude, how did you get here? Now, if you're in your car and they're literally the mob overtakes your car and you have the AR in the back seat and you rack it and start ripping rounds because they're armed, I think that, if you're justified and they're about to kill you, who cares, right?
Oh yeah,
prison food's gonna taste real good for 20 years until you die. And I'm just being real. I'm just being real. You're gonna go to prison if you're a normal dude. You're not a sex offender or the actual pieces of trash that we all know about without saying too much to get us removed, right? The P word. If you're a normal dude that killed a bunch of terrorists, domestic terrorists that tried to kill you in your vehicle and you had an AR, who cares? Now, it could, if you choose a shotgun or a 14.5 or longer rifle and you're within 5 feet and you're blasting people with either a shotgun with double-aught buck in Minecraft or with a rifle with a high velocity very close, I'll tell you from personal experience, you're going to have a rough time in court because you're going to physically be any pictures or video of the incident are going to make you look like a monster, even though you would be doing similar damage terminally with a handgun. You just wouldn't be able to tell, right? Other than that flash and that instant incapacitation. If you do the same thing with a shotgun, people are going to be like, you're the Doomslayer monster. So yes, I understand what you're saying, Protroban, but at the end of the day, dude, if tonight I was on the road and I got blocked in and I had to defend myself and all I had was my 1301 and I blast that dude through the windshield and it removes them in half in Minecraft, that prison food is gonna taste real good, rather than being dead.
The legal system is a pendulum that kind of swings both ways, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're always, regardless, and more so today, it seems like, they're going to try. Basically, you're fucking guilty until proven innocent. You have to prove you're innocent.
Yeah. Especially with social media, and you can hit on that if you want.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? If you guys remember, fucking seeing the footage from the Kenosha kid himself, fucking like the first dude that he dropped, dude, he let off like 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody else, he let off 1. If there was a good shot, a video camera, a good shot of him fucking
blasting those 6 rounds,
ripping into fucking Rosenbaum, I feel like it could have definitely changed the narrative wholly.
Violence, the perception of violence in the media is like, look at a shotgun. A shotgun's a perfect example. If you cut somebody down with a shotgun, people are going to look at you different even if you're in the right. Even if you're if you're in your house right now, we're streaming, you're chilling in your house, and someone breaks in, 3 people break into my house right now, and right over there, allegedly, there's a 1301 with buckshot. If I cut all of them down with buckshot, the judge is going to look at me like a monster. even though I was
Yeah,
legally justified, they're gonna look at me like, "Holy cow, your house is ruined."
Yeah,
House is ruined.
I think your maximum amount of allowable shells in that case in front of a judge trench is probably 3, assuming the other 2 don't immediately turn around and run away once
Just
the first
and run.
I'm telling you right now. I mean,
which I think is a good
double
point.
tap is normal. Okay.
Fucking Protraban, I think you're onto something with that, because fucking this is why I advocate for, you know, like, I'm not gonna bring in most, like, for one, if I know in this situation, if I know I'm gonna get into a fucking gunfight, I'm gonna fucking not show up because I don't want to get into a gunfight.
I would rather take a nap, go to the
Fucking
gym, hang out with
dick.
Nighthawk, hang out with you guys. Like, violence sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna go downtown today where there's a fucking XYZ whatever the fuck protest happening, and I know people are fucking shooting each other. I'm just gonna show up, and guess what? I got my PCC, I got my 1301, I got my battle rifle. It doesn't matter what I have, but I have something, and I'm gonna shoot somebody.
But that's
in
what's
Minecraft.
so good about, I think, you know, not to like get all weird about it, but I think it's so good about like my community, your community, and Protraban and Bowen's growing community in this Discord server is guys get it. Like, we might joke, but like dudes literally want to hang out with their spouse, hang out with the boys, shoot guns on the flat range, chill in YouTube, you know, have a whiskey with the boys on chat, go to the gym, take naps, you know, chill in the Bronco and film and hang out.
In mom's basement.
Guys don't want to get into this hypothetical Minecraft scenario at all.
You shouldn't. You should not want to.
It will ruin your life. But
yes,
you know, I'm hijacking a little bit, but all the things that we train for, and all the things that we talk about, and all the SIG drama, like I know Protraban and I have been on like the SIG like crusade, for lack of a better term, lately, and all that aside, all that stuff aside, at the end of the day, no one wants to do any of this, even if your job, like my job literally is to do this, what we're talking about. I don't want to do that. That's horrible. You watch these Ukraine videos of dudes that are in their final moments, and that guttural, like, groan, moan sound from another, even if it's an enemy combatant. An enemy combatant, you're legally justified, and they're in their final moments. That horrifying sound. No one wants that.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't want that. You know what I mean? Like,
if you do want that, you need help.
Yeah.
Find Jesus. Well, Kings, what are we at closing arguments here? Are we gonna thug it out some more and talk more about some stuff?
We'll leave it up to chat. Chat, what do you want? Do you press
what should we argue about?
W?
Yeah, what else are we ranting about?
Put a W in the chat if you want us to continue. Put an L in the chat if you want us to end. W's or L's.
If they're watching still.
Wins or losses.
I'm gonna say one more.
We have 127
Holy
votes.
moly.
These are the hardcore dudes. I think they're with us.
If you're still well, also for the panel, if you guys want to, we have been going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long have we been on for?
2:36.
Damn.
We got a bunch of W's already. 3, 4 W's, 5 W's, 6 W's. Well,
so let me add this.
We got a lot of W's. Okay, we'll continue if you guys are down.
What else is on the docket, boys? We got the recce
we didn't
rifle.
really. Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't really talk about the recce rifle or the recce hype.
Let me do my job and pull up a recce picture for them to look at least.
Trench. I wanna fucking
go ahead.
Do a little ASMR action here just to get your attention here, because I really wanted to talk about the recce shit coming from a reconnaissance background, because it's so gay, it's so cringe. You know what I mean? Like the civilianized version of it is fucking so derailed from what reconnaissance is. It's not even funny.
People don't, and this is fine to be ignorant. People don't know what reconnaissance is. They have the idea of its information gathering, and at a very boiled down level, yes, It is information gathering, usually for a commander to make battlefield decisions. Okay, cool. And I think guys, they initially were like, well, I'm going to build a recce rifle because it's light and I can shoot far with it, and it implies that I'm not looking for a fight. I just want something that is light and that I can tote around in the woods. And then it became the SPR, and it's super lost in the weeds. And
it's cringe.
I think the term recce is silly, and people make these recce builds and make their rifle really useless for a task that they don't even understand.
Yeah, I don't think most people understand why they're building recce rifles. I think they maybe latched onto them just because they want something to build that isn't like the GWOT classic of like ACOG and Knight's vertical foregrip. I could be wrong. I think people are just latching onto it because it's a thing that they can understand.
Well, what percent of it is consumerism?
All of it.
Most of it is.
Fucking all of it, dude. Fucking all of it. You listen, if you're doing reconnaissance properly, okay, so let's talk about my pedigree a little bit. All right.
Pedigree.
I was in a fucking a brigade level reconnaissance unit for the 25th ID for a number of years, and fucking that was our sole job, was collecting intelligence, fucking field observation, fucking you know, like developing fucking NAIs and shit like that. That was our job. Okay, that was what
named
we did.
area of interest.
Yes, yes, for the uninitiated. Fucking, it's like that was all we did was
all NAI
gathering.
means, or named area of interest, for the guys watching that don't know, is just an area that you need more information on for follow-on operations.
Yes,
as
it is
Uncle
the commander
Ozy kills his
identifies
dog.
it because it's an important thing. He needs more about it.
It's fireworks season over here in Askrakistan, so the dog does not fuck with it. It's very loud nightmare boom boom season over here, and the dog doesn't fuck with it.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like in terms of reconnaissance, as a function in a military, is you're just gathering intel to develop a broader picture for other supporting units to come in and execute missions or conduct whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, fucking this whole recce rifle shit is so gay beyond comprehension, because it's like, listen, if this, I'm gonna say this, and I want hey, pens and papers, guys, pens and papers.
Write this down.
If you're doing reconnaissance properly, you don't need a rifle.
You shouldn't need a rifle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be noticed. You shouldn't be getting in a fight. Unless you're...
I'm serious.
I
yes,
mean,
100%.
technically, unless the random local wanders up to you with an AK or something, you know.
Yes, obviously, but that's why we carry fucking rifles.
It's almost like a concealed carry weapon.
That type of shit happens.
You know what I mean?
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to do it, but I'm saying fucking
it's like a concealed carry weapon. For reconnaissance purposes.
Your rifle is literally for self-defense, and if you do get into a gunfight, you're never sticking around for it, because every reconnaissance element, fucking damn near in existence, all the way back to fucking Mac v SOG, okay, like you're always outnumbered. The gunfight is never in your favor, even if you're in.
You can make the argument that Mac v SOG literally was doing too much. Talk about doing too much.
Yes, they were.
They were doing. They were the special forces of 2013. They thought that they were tier 1 operators.
No, they were the guys that they were just shoehorning into every fucking operation zone and doing all the fucking hard work, all of the dirty work. You fucking 13 guys, you're doing all the fucking door kicking,
which isn't their job.
The fucking trigger pulling, and it's not their job. Exactly. It's like, so. Like, when I say, you know, if you're doing reconnaissance properly, which is, hey, spoiler alert, that's what recce fucking comes from, is reconnaissance. Like, in case you didn't know.
It doesn't come from my rifle?
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, whoa.
It was the recce LMG, like a lightweight machine gun.
Dude, that is like the recce LMG thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to fucking empty my fucking brain on the fucking
The face
ceiling
you make when you
because
cheat
I'm
on
like,
your
this
spouse
is
and she
so
leaves you.
stupid. I'm like, this is so dumb. It's so I can't say
So,
the R
OG.
word. It's so what's up?
Run
What's up? Go
something.
ahead.
So, would you say for the average civilian, instead of the build we're looking at now, which is like 14.5 can and LPVO, if the average civvy is going to try to do recce, would you rather give them LPVO and AR or lightweight PCC and some good glass? Or do they even need the PCC? Could they get by with a pistol?
If all they're
OG.
doing is collecting information and gathering intelligence to develop whatever their fucking mission site calls for, their fucking their CCIRs, whatever the fuck, I think as a civilian, they need something that is going to draw as little attention to them as possible and maintain the most amount of mobility as possible. We like literally for our unit, fucking, which 25th ID. I'm not gonna delve any more into that. Fucking our SOP as a reconnaissance unit, we did not even wear plate carriers.
Yeah,
that's real shit.
Usually
we didn't
don't.
even wear
Yep.
plate. Speed is security.
Version, we had the old school battle belts, so we did like a army version of like a SMERSH setup, like a belt kit setup, where we had the double padded, really cringe suspender style battle belt, and literally we had like a suspender style battle belt, old school. We would tape up the attachment points, and all we would, it was just a way to get in the prone. We would never wear body armor ever.
Yep. Yeah. Expect to be in the prone.
I did 3 years,
especially during the day.
Yep, I did 3 years reconnaissance pedigree time. 3 years Comanche Troop 191 Cavalry Squadron in the 173rd. I did 3 years as an assistant team leader in recon, and it sucks. And recce rifles are cringe. Continue.
Yeah, you do not.
Trent, I'm gonna need to know how many Idaho women you and OG have impregnated before I take the pedigree seriously.
14 Idaho women. This is how I look at the end. I make myself look just like Mr. Thumb. My wife leaves me publicly. She removes me, or ex-wife. She removes me from all of her social media. It's awesome.
Yeah. I was a jungle Chad, so I wasn't in Idaho.
Cringe. Arctic Airborne. Continue.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like. To sort of embellish this entire idea of recce fucking literally anything, you know, the weapon system means so little because when you're doing your job properly, you're not even utilizing the weapon system. The weapon system itself is there as sort of like a plan C. You know what I mean?
So red, white, and blue plan. So red,
white, and blue. Yeah.
Red, white, and blue plan.
Blue.
Yep, red, white, and blue means red, wake everybody up if you're in like a hide site or an OP or a surf site, which is a surveillance site. So think you're doing recon, you're either in a hide site, OP, or a surveillance site. That's a whole video I have on my channel. So you're observing. Okay, the enemy is approaching for whatever reason. Red means wake everybody up. Okay, now they're looking this way or they're indicating towards us for some reason. White means pack everything up, get ready to move. Notify higher. Blue means engage claymores, engage with AT4, go mad minute on the saw or your M4s and break contact. So only in a blue scenario where you're literally getting blown out, just like Garantham and all of his alleged hoes. Only in that scenario are you going to use your weapon at all. So to build out something like this monstrosity piece of trash that Chad is looking at that has an LPVO and a red dot, which is already the dumbest fucking optic choice in the world.
Freak out.
And then you have a PEC 15 and a suppressor and a white light all on this quote-unquote recce rifle. You know what would be better than this? Literally an H&R M16A2 12.7-inch barrel with a carry handle. The lightweight, nothing on it, literally a carry handle AR would be a better recce rifle than this thing. Because guess what you're using to observe? PAS 13, binos, and everything. You're not using your actual optic. So this, as a actual reconnaissance rifle, is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I'd like to make 2 points.
Yeah.
Make your points and get the fuck out.
You know what? It leaves immediately. You don't want to use your weapon system as your observation tool.
You will hate your
as
life.
A civilian. It sucks to do, and unless it is all-out war and you're going to be observing enemies, in the event that somebody sees you fucking posted up somewhere on, some hill because you don't know what you're doing, or on some vehicle, and now you're aiming your weapon system, which is probably suppressed with an LPVO, looking at 10x trying to scan an area, you now look like an enemy. You look like somebody who's going to be doing bad things. Now, you could say, I shouldn't be seen. Yes, but it's not good for observation, and it's hazardous to do, especially if what you're looking at isn't an enemy.
Civilians. A lot of the time you're looking at civilians.
You're looking at people. You're going to be seeing people. If we're going to talk semi-realistic, you're going to be looking at people trying to, secure food or valuables for themselves, whatever. The other thing is, LPV or a rifle that you're going to be dragging around in the field needs to be durable. And with like the canted little red dot LPVOs, you're not going to want to drag that thing around with you and hump it around. It's going to be heavy. It's not going to be durable. You're going to break something.
is used to humping.
Yes. Yes. You want to be humping your rifle, not
until all my forgotten, but not by me, unfertilized eggs.
It's him. Here he is. He's fertilizing.
Ovulating women.
He's selling. And I cannot stress enough before I turn the talking stick back. This right here, what we're showing, is the dumbest. I have a video. I've said that like 5 times tonight. A recce rifle.
I have a video. See, I'm the YouTuber man.
A reconnaissance rifle is the lightest, most handy gun you can find. That is what you want for a reconnaissance rifle. An M17 and a 12.5 inch rifle, lightweight carry handle, something super light. Like I'm talking not suppressed, just a 12.5, perfect velocity for what you need. Have your M17. That's it. Super light.
It's enough to fucking break contact.
We're looking
throw
at
5.56 far enough to scare whoever's shooting at you, and you could leave.
Yeah, I think what we're looking at here is how to give the industry just about as much money as possible with everything accessible.
Let's go through it tip to butt. Protraban, go. Hopefully you can see it. Go through this tip to butt, Protraban. Talk about all the craziness.
Well, I just want to say I've recce'd over 10 different locations, and I'm usually successful on the first time. So we've got the CAC. Okay, so that's super Gucci. So that's like what, $2,000 plus for people to put that on the end of their build. So that's not realistic for most people. We've got, what is this, like a 13.7 or 14.5?
I think let's just say it's a 14.5. Let's just say it is.
It looks like a
it might be shorter.
It's probably 13.7.
Yeah, it's a little short, but let's just say it's whatever. But go ahead. Knight's Armament, continue.
The only thing good about this rifle for going through the backcountry, and again, this is the whole GLOT theory of these dudes in sandals with just an iron sights AK running up the hill, outpacing our boys, right? I think the only good thing about this rifle is the base build, and you could even argue there's room for improvement there because we've got somewhat extra weight here with the metal CAC irons. But the build is silly. I would rather observe with an ACOG with less magnification than a tiny little eye box on LPVO. The dot is in one of the worst spots to protect it. It's sticking out as far, literally almost as possible. It would be better to be a 45 degree. And then we have the laser. I'm not sure what this is for if we're wrecking.
Let's just say it's a PEC 15. So
it's a PEC adjacent.
$5,000, $4,000. Boom.
Yeah, full power. We've got a cord here that can get snagged on branches that come out. At least he has the option for the button here. And the other thing I like is he has the ridge here on the grip for your middle finger. I actually do like that. And it looks like he has the improved trigger guard here, which is more ergonomic for the gap at the end. A little bit of inefficiency with the QD end plate.
He's used to finding gaps on the weekend when it's not his wife. Ex-wife. Sorry, ex-wife.
Will you guys? Are you still got more on the build, Protraban?
No,
he's got a lot more. What about the optic? Someone tackle this monstrosity. And the irons. He has backup irons. Tell me you've never been in the infantry.
And an A2 grip.
Yeah, he's got an A2 grip. He's got the outdated magazine. We don't use this magazine. We use the tan.
The tan one.
Okay. This sucks. This sucks. backup iron sights, I wrote a whole paper on it, and hopefully, I can't talk too much about it right now, but hopefully the backup iron sight for the Army will be no longer a fucking thing. It'll be...
It's about the heaviest build possible. This is almost as heavy as he could literally make it.
Literally?
Yeah, this thing weighs
heavy,
probably.
heavy,
Yeah.
heavy,
Heavy.
heavy.
It's heavy, but small.
Yeah.
So that's recce, right?
It's dense.
His
It's
ex-wife
dense.
was the lightest thing about this build.
Dude.
Damn. I
But
want
he's got the Ranger boonie though that goes like this.
He's got the pedigree.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so... Go. Somebody
This is
else.
high speed.
Yeah, somebody else.
This is
Very
pedigree right here. You see this chat? If you see a guy looking
Look
like
at
this,
this
he's
man.
fucking dangerous. Avoid him at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know he prefers him heavy, which it's okay, every man to their own. But yeah, this is a little silly.
So, recce, would you guys recommend recce rifles to the chat? Would you recommend?
I am declaring
No.
jihad against the term recce.
I want to join this crusade and coin a term. You can call me gay for this if you want. I'm completely ready for it. Recce rifles, cringe. The civilian readiness rifle based. A simple, light weapon system that
Field
does
rifle. Talk about field
everything that
rifle.
you want
It's
it to do.
simplified.
Yes.
It's a
It is
simplified
simple,
fucking
light
rifle.
weapon system. Minimum points of failure, being able to be used in most situations well. Serve you way better than some fucking dumb specialized recce or SPR
to sell
build
you.
that you're gonna spend like $5,000 on.
But that's what drives all of this is that it's just more shit to fucking sell you. It's more rifles to build. It's more attachments to fucking buy.
They don't want
and put on your
you
shit.
to say that. That's what's funny.
The most important aspect of this is the fucking knowledge, because it's like recce, reconnaissance. God, I almost want to gag.
Put your
every time I say
pedigree.
recce.
Put your pedigree on the table.
Fuck it.
Slap
I'm
the
gonna-
pedigree.
I'm gonna freak the fuck out, dude. Fucking.
He's geeking out.
He's crashing out.
Reconnaissance.
Crashing
Hold on.
out. He's crashing out, chat.
Calm down. Fucking.
Hit the like button.
reconnaissance-
He's crashing out.
Reconnaissance as a fundamental fucking practice, as a tool for the war machine. Okay.
You're a speed bump for the infantry.
It is
Sorry.
an idea. It's a fucking idea. It's a thing you do. It's not a product that you fucking own.
Is it a boonie cap?
It's not a fucking cool
Is it a
folded
Garmin?
down boonie cap.
Is it a
It's
Garmin?
not a Garmin. it's not an
Oh my
LPV.
goodness.
It's
Is
not
it
a
a
1 to
smock?
10.
Is it a smock top?
It's not a fucking smock top. It's not a shamag that you wrap over your fucking face that doesn't blend in with anything because it's plaid. It's not
That's
fucking a
plaid.
cool pair of boots. It's not a fucking pair of G3 pants. It's nothing.
Is it
It's-
cheating on
it's-
your spouse?
It's fertilizing like 12 different women's eggs and creating more future Guntubers. That's what reconnaissance is.
14 boneses and trenches popped
Yeah,
out.
14 new bones coming up in like 14 years. Just you wait.
Yeah, I'm 13 years old, guys.
So, recce.
OG, this
Yep, go ahead,
or
Pro.
budget this OG or budget 16-inch with ACOG?
Budget
That's
all day.
Budget!
All day.
Budget!
Every
All
day.
day, dude. All day.
We got a super
we got a
chat
super
that
chat.
says,
You got a
JS
super chat.
says, for $10, if my boonie cap isn't pinned like Grantham, will I die faster?
Yeah,
You
you'll be killed on the
will
streets.
die. You will die.
The only thing that is guaranteed is that your YouTube channel will be more successful for normies. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that's guaranteed.
If you're honest on YouTube, Protraband was honest once, and look what happened. He's on the Trench
Yeah.
Grenade live stream. This is what happens
Yeah.
if you're honest.
Bottom of the barrel, baby.
This is where you end up.
This is where
Yeah.
the washed up Guntubers may start their lives and end their lives
I
right
think
here.
this
Yeah.
takes us to the suppressor argument. I think the last argument of the night.
Okay.
Last argument, suppressors.
Maybe.
Yes.
Potentially. But the last
Maybe.
argument of the
We're
night
going till 3 a.m.
that we have energy for. I mean, the chat's loving it, dude. The chat is
I'm gonna
having...
I'm gonna piss real quick. I'll be back. I don't know suppressor very well, so that's fine.
Okay, so I will frame the argument. If you're going to have a, we'll say two main squeeze rifles with a muzzle device that accepts a suppressor, is a suppressor required in 2025 for WROL, SHTF, whatever you're going to get into for legitimate purposes, not just like having fun on the range. Is a suppressor required, and is it overhyped in the, I guess, Guntube media?
OG, you want to tackle it first?
Sure. No. No, it's not needed. To be completely honest. I mean, like we've seen with real world examples in terms of fucking, kinetic fights revolving around rifles and shit like that. Everything is super close distance anyway. I mean, fucking out of a 16-inch rifle, I mean, your muzzle flash signature is not even going to be that big anyway. Maybe unless you're cooking off a fucking 120 rounds, rapidly.
Or you're a silly goose and you run a comp for whatever reason.
Or you have a fucking a 2-chamber comp for some reason.
Yeah.
And you hate your friends and your ears.
Yeah.
But like,
you hate everyone around you, including yourself.
Right. But no, suppressor, it's not necessary. I mean, we as a community, I'll speak for the whole community. You know what I mean?
Are you speaking for the black community on Juneteenth?
Absolutely. Under this mask,
Bones
I am
instantly
fully...
got awkward. He's like, oh, whoa.
He's like, I just remembered, I have a doctor's appointment. No.
I gotta go to dental. I gotta go to dental right now.
Yeah, fucking. No, but I'll like, I mean, look at where we came from as a community. You know what I'm saying? Suppressor ownership was like a single percentage of a single percentage. You know what I mean? Like, it was so fucking low that it was non-existent, damn near. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, unless you're specifically building like a nighttime rifle to shoot under nods with passive aiming, whatever the fuck. I mean, dude, like, it's just another $1,000 that you got to drop on your fucking rifle that is already effective the way it is, more than likely.
Yes, absolutely. And it presents failure points, it presents friction points, and it's redundant in nature.
Yeah. And even if it's okay, so I'm looking at the chat here. ABC Lifestyle, Big Dog. I'm gonna talk to you. Here we go, ASMR again. I'm gonna talk,
here it comes.
I'm gonna talk to you specifically. I'm gonna talk to you specifically. Is a gun being loud that bad when you're hypothetically holding right click and pressing left mouse in a gunfight against somebody, especially at the close distances that fucking gunfights typically happen?
Is a gun being loud?
I want my gun to be so fucking jarring to the person that I'm holding right click and left mouse on that it's hard for them to want to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think guys, they see that, okay, SF dudes, they run suppressors because it helps them communicate with each other when they're trying to maneuver and when they're engaging targets at a longer range.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, but I think people are realizing that civilians are not direct action dudes, and if we try to model ourselves that way, we're going to be less successful than if we think about what our actual role is when we pick up a rifle, and it's not direct action, working with a bunch of dudes and kicking doors and shooting terrorists.
You're used to working with a bunch of dudes, but continue.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. That was literally it. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree, Bones. Bones, I think a lot of the mantra is based after, going after random goat farmers where there's one light in the whole town and you're in the desert. I think that's just what a lot of it's been based around. And so once you add that can, congratulations, now you have more blowback, now you have more gas to the face, you're breathing in lead, you're getting cancer maybe.
Yeah.
Now you have
shitting where it eats.
Yeah, now you have to get a gear buffer and tune your gas if you want it to be at all usable. And so I agree with everything.
Your barrel wears out faster, and we're not civilians. You have to fund everything yourself. For the military, burning out a barrel in 5,000 rounds doesn't mean anything because you're dumping a ton of rounds suppressed. But if it's just you spend $300-400 on a barrel, and then you put a suppressor on it, 10,000 rounds later, you need a new barrel. Sometimes, not always, but it accelerates wear on pretty much all.
100%. Yes. I'm looking for a video where I burned this gun down, so keep talking.
So here's one case. I'm going to throw something at you. If you have a PCC and let's say it's in, for whatever reason, it's subsonic, then does it make sense to plop one on there as like an ultra quiet, just don't alert the neighbors, or even like your rural neighbors type of a setup?
I think a lot of that is just overhyped, to be honest. They're so loud.
I think
it's so loud, dude.
I think that it's a useful tool, right? The PCC is not a fighting rifle; it's a tool. It has use cases, and that's one of them, to be more discreet in the event that is something that you need to do for the dispatching of, varmints, both 2-legged and 4. There's a use case there, yes. Is it a relatively niche one? Also, yes. But it's one of the things you could set up your PCC for. It's a good suppressor host, yes.
I think, Trench, what you're going to go for is guys are just doing irons or red dots over there, right? I mean, is that not the predominant build for...
I'm going to tell you what guys are using. This whole thing, this whole, journey of finding this stupid video that I made, guys are using a very similar setup to what this is, with a red dot, and sometimes suppressed. A red dot, sometimes suppressed, sometimes no red dot.
Much.
That's it.
It doesn't take much.
That build looks awfully familiar.
Wow. It's almost like there isn't a lot of shit that can break on this rifle, and it doesn't weigh a lot.
Like, this setup, if you go look at, footage, they have a holoson, an aim point, an EOTech, a suppressor, no white light, no PEC. They're just mag dumping with something very similar to this. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, it makes a light, handy, simple rifle makes a lot of sense. And
emphasis on light. They just want a light gun. More ammo,
yes.
Light gun.
Yes, exactly. No one's ever wanted a heavier weapon system, and you really should consider how much weight you're adding versus what you're getting for the weight that you're adding. Like, not to talk inside baseball, recent video I made, I made an argument why I thought vertical grips were dumb. And it's because they add weight, they add friction points. They're not necessary for 90% of the time. And a guy had dropped down in the comments and he said, hey, if you had a longer handguard, this wouldn't be a problem. And I thought, okay, great. So now I'm going to add more weight to my weapon system forward as far as I possibly can to get a full length handguard just to make the shitty vertical grip less shitty. No, that's respectfully retarded. I'm not doing that. And yeah, there's people will cope about fixing a problem that doesn't exist and adding weight for reasons that don't matter.
Hard agree. Trench, I gotta hop off, but been great talking with the gentlemen.
Make sure everyone in chat goes to Protraband's channel, supports him.
Check him out. Very base dude.
Thanks for hanging out.
Big ups. Thank you guys. I'll be listening. Peace.
Thanks, so I guess the question...
And there were 3.
Yeah, I guess the question is, as we slowly start to close this out, is why? When did suppressors become so popular, and why?
I think it's cool, right?
Games.
People, I was going to say it's in media. It's portrayed as something that's cool, and it makes the general usability of the weapon system more fun and enjoyable when you're specifically talking just shooting at a flat range, because it's quieter, there's less recoil, and guys don't run a weapon system the way that is duty focused, and they don't run it in a role in which they realize, oh shit, this is heavy, the weight matters, this length matters, etc., etc. They're just like, hey, this is easy and fun to shoot.
But they're not actually better to shoot. I don't know if Uncle Oji has a point on that, but for me, they're not actually better to shoot. It adds weight, you get gas to the face. This is, obviously what they're looking at is my literal build.
Are you talking about with a suppressor?
Yeah, with a suppressor. I think it sucks. And if you look at what I got going on here, you see accelerated wear on the device itself. And the bolt carrier group of this gun broke at 2,000 rounds, the gas rings, because of the accelerated wear. But go ahead, Uncle.
Yeah, no, I think a suppressor, I guess, gets the most respect. There's more benefit out of a suppressor on your super cringe SPR builds, that are low volume of fire, hyper accurate type builds. You know what I mean? Where you're not slinging lead like a fucking maniac. You're not you're typically shooting it from a stationary position, prone, bipod, whatever the fuck. You're not next to your homies, fucking letting rounds rip off, gassing them out and shit like that. That's how in the Army, when we use suppressors, it's typically for the sniper guys that are away from everybody else. They're shooting low volumes of fire, targeted, hyper accurate, to help conceal their position as much as possible. And that's when the suppressor shines the most.
So you're saying if you were the United States Army, you would not buy for example, SIG M7 that has a permanently attached suppressor?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No, absolutely not. And
I wouldn't do that.
To go back on it, I'm agreeing that the suppressor doesn't enhance the usability of a rifle, but most dudes, they're gonna get a suppressor, tune their rifle, and shoot it at the flat range to have fun, and they're not gonna hold it up for very long, and it's gonna be a fun gun for them. That's what I'm saying. The increased parts wear, the more gas and all that.
You know what I mean? Oh, come shoot this! It's so much fun. They'll be like, "Oh my god, it's so quiet," but it's not.
Yeah, dude, not really.
Dude, I went to an event. I have super limited experience shooting suppressed, so I'm not gonna, try to claim to be the
face. It's heavy. It makes it almost like hard to point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Imagine taking an LPVO and screwing it on the end of your barrel.
No, I get that. I've shot it a few times, but I went to this event, and this guy's like, "Yeah, man, come shoot the suppressed gun that I've got. It's super cool, and it's super tuned out and all this." And I picked it up, and I was like, "Wow, this is really front heavy." And I went to aim it and stuff, and even he had an LPVO on it with 1X, and I was like, "Wow, I'm not going to use that." So I looked up to the red dot that he had on top, piggybacked, and it was dead, of course. And I went, "Great." So I looked back down, and I shot it a little bit, and I was like, "Yeah, that's really cool to stand here and shoot 10 rounds through." I would never want to use it for anything other than that. Same with the 7.5 kitty cat he had, suppressed 7.5 kitty cat, and I was like, "Wow, that's very silly." Thank
Hell
you.
no.
That was it. And I was like, thanks, thank you, King. I shot.
Yeah.
It was he let me shoot a super
muzzle
safety,
velocity
like, wow,
has left the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hitting the
Guess where all the gas
target.
is going? In your lungs.
It's hitting the steel target, and it's like ting 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 ting. It's like pellets. It's on at 25 yards.
Off of it.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand the hyperfixation. And then the short act obviously is going down right now, and everyone's hyperfixating on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's the fruit of the forbidden tree, right? Oh, you
don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. So everybody has the rose tinted glasses. Oh, I see all these YouTubers, they shoot suppressed. All these high speeds, they have their super tuned guns, they shoot suppressed. And I looked into it because I was like, "Oh man, short act, I'm gonna be able to buy a suppressor. That's awesome." And people were like, "Yeah, you need a suppressor, bro." And then I looked into it and like, "No, I don't." And then I was like, "Wait,
you should save your money, dude."
I'm gonna have to get an adjustable gas block. I'm gonna have to get a different charging handle, different buffer, possibly a different spring. Like, no, fuck all that.
You know what would be more base than you showing up with a suppressor? You showing up with 5,000 rounds more of ammo to train.
Yes.
And out shooting 100%. Everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna. I'll add to this a little bit, not to go crazy tangent here, but there are dudes in shoot classes that I do. Somebody was confused. I don't teach them. I attend them. These guys have $5,000 staccatos they shoot at these pistol classes. Okay.
Oh my God.
Whatever. You buy a gun because it gives you a boner. Respect. Don't care.
Or Garantham just, bought women because it gave him a boner. But go ahead.
holy based. These guys will spend $5-6 grand on their pistols, and I am not a good pistol shooter by any metric. It is embarrassing when I had a PSA dagger with a hollow sun red dot, and I outshot them 4 out of 5 times.
Yo.
Oh, I've been that guy.
It's the biggest flex in the world, and also like, brother, what are you doing? What's going on here?
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah. I would be on fucking suicide watch after that. Legitimately.
If me, not even like a super avid pistol shooter, if I beat you with a PSA dagger and you have a staccato, You should give me the staccato. I've pink slipped you.
You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it anymore.
Oh man, same thing. You know, you get the Gucci dudes build their Gucci gats, and then they're like, "Well, I never shoot." And like one more thing, my father, he used to love to shoot. He had a 308, but he had an FAL, super based. I love the FAL, the right arm of the free world.
Love it.
I love it. However, it's heavy and 308's expensive. And now guess what? He doesn't shoot anymore because he can't afford the ammo. So just be realistic with yourself and your budget on how you're going to set yourself up. So I kind of am God's strongest PCC enjoyer because at least you'll train with it. But
dude,
be
wait, are
with
we
yourself and
FUDs?
finances.
Are we advocating for PCCs, no suppressors, no recce rifles, no IARs?
Yeah, we're returning to monkey. That's what's happening here. We're fucking returning to monkey. Dude, Bones, I was gonna say though, the closest I've ever been to being a Hyperborean fucking PCC Chad like yourself, fucking was
God's strongest PCC enjoyer.
I at one point in Minecraft owned an M1 carbine, and I was so in love with it. I was so in love with it, dude. It was theoretically a Plainfield Machine Co. M1, which they're notoriously fucking bad. Bad. They were made for like boomers that came back from World War II that wanted the gun that they carried over, you know.
And the issue is the magazines and the ammo too. Finding magazines and ammo.
The ammo.
30 carbine.
The ammo primarily. Ammo is literally $1 around, damn near.
Yeah.
Like it's bad, and which don't get me wrong, 30 carbine is not amicable. 30 carbine at 100 meters hits as hard as a 357 point blank. It's not a bullshit pussy round.
Well, hold on.
It's actually
308 is
good.
127 a round. So maybe Bones is right with the 24-cent round, 9mm versus the 127 308. Maybe PCCs are based.
Let me finish my thought. All right.
Finish your fucking thought. Just like Grantham did. Finish your thought, just like Grantham did with his thought.
I don't have an opinion on that. I don't have time to get involved in 308 antics. I don't like the drama. I don't have time to get involved in that. Yeah. So, but no, the fucking M1 was as close as I got to being a PCC enjoyer because it was super small. It was literally like the size of a 1022. It was fucking puny. You know what I mean? Especially if you get those sick ass paratrooper stocks with it.
Ooh.
And the 357 Magnum stuff was bullshit.
What do you mean?
30 carbine is significantly more powerful than 357 Magnum.
Yes, I know. I'm saying it hits as hard at 100 meters than a 357 point blank.
To me.
Well, then stop woman listening.
Nighthawk has
we got him.
Yeah, is she here? Did she hear that?
No,
anyway,
she's mad at me.
Fucking anyway. All right. Okay. Well, whatever. So fucking yeah. What else is new, right? Fucking yeah. No, the M1 carbine was great, but dude, I ended up getting rid of it because it's like the fucking cost to feed the goddamn thing was so fucking much that I couldn't justify it. And it's like, dude, yes, it's great. The round ballistically performs great, but it's still not as good as a fucking 5.56, which shoots way better and has more fucking support in terms of aftermarket and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just I couldn't justify it.
Well,
I
hold
couldn't
on.
justify
Are you saying
it. It had
PCC
cool
is not
factor.
as good as 5.56?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Write that shit on my fucking gravestone, dog.
Wait,
I'll fucking die on this. PCCs can suck 5.56 dick from behind Amazonian style.
What? You mean
I'm not even
PCCs are a
you.
compromise? What?
Yup. I'll say it 10 fucking times, dog.
Man in the pink mask? Yep.
Yup. PCCs, gay, bro. Not cool. In comparison to 5.56, are they cool in terms of like having like your cool gray man bag that you can hide
mean your
a fucking
Lucas
gun
Botkin
in?
bag?
They're not even good for that.
Hey, he absolved himself by coming out as a
being based.
super cool fucking trad Christian man, and defending his wife. I fuck with that heavy. But
by trad
still can't
Christian
carry a
man, you
fucking
mean he just didn't cheat on his
dummy.
wife?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
which is cool.
It doesn't take much these days.
Yeah,
Just
that's not
literally
asking a lot.
existing.
Which is a lot fucking more than what some of these goobers do nowadays.
It's a lot more content than Goobers Group and Colion Noir have. Would you agree?
Yes.
Meaningful content.
All right.
Meaningful.
There it is. It went full circle.
I changed my mind. I changed
hold
my
on.
mind about Lucas Botkin. I used to talk shit about him. He came out with his, hey, T-Rex arms bullied me, and they're gay. And I was like, damn.
Damn.
He's kind of right.
You're like,
He's got a
damn, he's
point.
hot as fuck right now.
Yeah. I'm like, Lucas Botkin, I'm sorry, bro.
I'm gonna kiss you on your lips.
So,
Yeah.
I guess in summary, would you recommend someone buy a suppressor?
Not really.
I mean, if
no.
they've got the money to, it's cool to have the option, but I wouldn't prioritize it. Better
Yeah, it's like
money,
buying
better
an
spent
expensive
elsewhere.
watch. Great, you could tell time, but it's more expensive
Leave
now.
my watch alone, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
I also hate money.
It's true.
Am I gonna say, do you need
I'm gonna
a
burn
suppressor in
money
your fighting rifle?
with my Seiko for no reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still have the same black and gold fucking G-Shock that I bought in Hawaii many
Why's it
years
gotta
ago.
gotta be black?
Because it's
Juneteenth, you son of a bitch.
Juneteenth. Yeah.
Juneteenth. You fucking
yesterday was
racist.
Juneteenth.
There's
Listen,
Look at you
the
being
gays get a whole
racist.
month. Why don't the
Hold on. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by you people?
You people.
Yeah, what do
you
you
know what
mean?
I mean. You could probably explain it better than me.
We love Israel.
And Palestine simultaneously
Palestine.
somehow.
And Iran. We love missiles. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yep. We hate the government, but we also love government overreach. You know what I mean?
We love government. We love taxes. We also love nuclear ICBMs.
In the hands of people who hate America.
We love it. Okay. Are we at max ordinate? Bones
Yeah,
is
I think
dead.
so. I think
Bones literally.
He's at the OG spot now.
Bones.
He was
Hold
he
on,
was at the
everyone get
spot
in the
I was
OG
at like an
spot.
hour ago, right here. See, I had a second coming. I fucking
I'm
was
drowning.
cool. I needed like 10 minutes like this, and I was good. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
We have talked about suppressors, IARs, recce, Colion Noir being trash, Matt Pranka being partially trash, Warrior Poet Society being trash, Garantham being trash,
Suppressors being
M26
trash.
Lemon Grenade being fat. we have talked about
This is
everything.
an all-you-can-eat buffet of slop content.
Oh yeah.
This is it.
Listen, these like 190 people or however many, they're eating good
Dude.
tonight.
Oh,
They're all asleep.
165.
Everyone
165.
watching, I'll tell you what happened. We've been streaming for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They started this stream, fell asleep. They're gonna wake up and ask YouTube for a refund. They're gonna sue YouTube.
They said I
They're
need my
gonna-
time back.
They're gonna wake
They're
up
gonna
to
wake
see
up and we're gonna
Bones
be going
leaning
still.
back and just
Yeah.
giving up on life and like, nope,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not paying for this, dude.
They watched Bones fucking lean back in his chair, and they considered it like sissy hypnotherapy while they were sleeping.
Bones got
It turned
more
them
action in
gay.
his share than Garantham got his entire career downrange.
This chair has pedigree.
Correct.
Oh man.
Okay, I think we've done it. Chat, vote. W is to let us free. L is to make us keep going. We'll give it about 2 minutes, and then we're out of here.
You're gonna get us.
W is to set us free. W sets us free. L keeps
Type.
us here.
Type OG in the chat if you want to see me get naked right now.
W sets us free. L keeps us
Bro.
here, and OG keeps OG naked.
Yes. If you don't set us free, you're going to get a drunk,
So-
naked, sleeping stream. We're gonna
So
just all
many
get passed
L's.
out.
We're screwed.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
dude, there's
OGs
only one
and
OG.
L's.
You know
There's
what?
one.
You know what? Now we all drunkenly play
Oh,
either
man.
we either drunkenly play TF2 or Putt Party.
Oh my god.
That's what happens now.
fuck
we
up some
we
TF2
play
right
video
now.
games.
TF2.
and- Team Fortress 2. Overwatch, but not gay. Super based, made 20 years ago.
It's what they ripped off, basically.
Holy
like
cow!
it, Trench.
If we
Why
keep this
are
going,
there so many L's and
Chat.
OGs?
Chat, listen, chat. If we keep this going,
Listen to
I
me.
have to feed my cat. I have like a fucking 8-week-old kitten in the other room who's been screaming like
They
he's
don't
being
give a
destroyed
damn about
right
your
now.
cat. They do not.
I'm saying I have to feed him real quick, but then I can keep going. I have to keep going.
We will
but I have to
only
feed
keep
him.
going if everyone hits the like button. I'm watching the likes right now.
Yeah, we need to see it at
If-
least quadruple
If
in size.
20 people hit the like button right now, we'll keep going.
Also, we got like 200 people here. There's no way that all of them aren't subscribed to Bones right now.
Yeah, when Bones is rich, we'll keep going.
Yeah. Thank you. When I have the same subscriber count as Uncle OG,
You want to see the cat?
Okay?
We got people asking for the cat. I'm gonna can we continue the call on my phone so I could show my
I
cat?
don't know what you got going on.
This is
I think
content.
so.
This is
I
content.
don't-
This is
sure.
Show the
content.
cat.
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can continue
Show
the
us
call
your
on
pussy,
my,
dude.
phone. Oh, I'm going to. I'm also gonna get naked.
You're gonna have
because too many
to
people said
leave.
OG.
You'll probably have to leave and rejoin. I'm guessing.
Probably,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, is he gonna make it? Is he
Oh.
sauced?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm gonna turn his volume down already. Continue.
Yeah, it's my phone. Sorry.
It's actually better. Ironically enough,
It is
it
better
literally
audio.
sounds significantly better. Your audio
But you
does.
can't move the mic close to your face and
We're in my house now.
Dude, your audio sounds so much better.
it is.
Yeah, well, dude, my headset is from like 2016, dude. What do you want from me?
You get the Turtle Beach classics.
Chat, if you hit the like button, we will continue. You will get to see the pussy. If you hit
Yeah,
the
I'm
cat,
making-
sorry,
I'm
the
making-
cat. You'll get to see the cat. If you hit the
I
like
do
button.
need to
making
put
the
I do
cat
need to
food
put stuff in the background of where my camera is, because everything in my desk is set up. Everything's forward, so I see all the decorations, but chat doesn't see anything but my shitty renter special fucking apartment.
I'm not trying to go full gamer, like blue, red, green, blue, whatever lights on you, but your setup is trash compared to mine. I shit on your
Well-
setup. You don't have a Shrek shirt. Where's your Shrek shirt?
I do not have a Shrek shirt.
If you don't
know
have a
what?
Shrek shirt, you're trash.
What's the most base shirt I have, actually? Yeah, but do you keep all your clothes in a fucking a
hamper
retrofitted
in the background of your whole stream?
my camper?
Your hamper. You have a hamper in the
Oh.
back.
Do you like the laundry basket?
I love it.
The laundry
actually.
basket full of all my lingerie that I wear when I do my OnlyFans streams.
All right, chat. You have 1 minute to hit the like button. I'm gonna refresh in 1 minute. You have 1 minute, and we're gonna find out if we're staying here or not. If we don't have 200 likes on this stream, we're out of here.
Oh, I contributed. I did my part. I liked it. Okay.
What are you
Right.
doing? What is Uncle doing?
I'm
He's
making
doing the
cat food.
dishes.
I said I
He's
was-
doing the
My
dishes.
man is doing the dishes. He's grabbing his cat. We have devolved into madness.
that
Yeah.
my wife left.
We can't hear you, and it's probably for the best.
God damn it! I said I'm trying to figure out if what my wife left me in the fridge is cat food that she opened up earlier.
The fact that this video will be live on my channel forever is hilarious.
It's-
Dude, hey, this is content, dude. This is content.
This is how you
Content.
would you
Notes
find
is bad
will you
publicity.
find content like this on Colion Noirs
This-
or
you will
Warrior
never
Poet
find
Society's
this.
YouTube channel? Never.
You will never find this on Colion Noir. Colion Noir is too busy. He's too busy shilling for somebody. USCCA. You name it. He is literally dancing.
The man is breaking it down sexual style. Is he goated in the sauce?
Oh my god. We have been live. Let's see how long we've been live. We have been live for
3.5 hours?
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Oh, I'm at 191 likes on the video right now.
All right.
Chat is cooking.
They are
They're
cooking.
getting
We'll
up
stay
there.
live for a little longer. What is the topic? Chat, what topic do you want?
What do they want to hear about?
What do you want to hear, chat?
Oh, you know what? If we want to be here for another 3 hours, we could do the roast your rifle stream.
Oh my god, I don't
If
have.
you want to be here for 5
Okay,
more
I'm
hours.
gonna go make a drink. Not that I need it. Chat.
Not that I need it.
Wait, Bones, you're gonna have to be the sole entertainer, because
I will.
this man
ask
is
me,
like
ask me your questions.
Ask your questions. Don't say any racial slurs. I'll be right back.
Yes, I'm looking at chat now. It might be a little delayed because I don't have access to super live chat. So, Mosin Sniper, Panzer, what are you talking about? Panzer has been hitting me up on Discord saying that the Mosin PU Sniper is the best recce rifle in existence.
Well, he's a racist.
I'm gonna beat you with a Mosin PU Sniper for saying that.
Go in there. Go in
Give
there,
us
buddy.
the
Go in
Bones
there.
channel.
Oh, he's
You want the
talking
link
to
to my
his cat.
channel? Hold on. Let me see. Can I post my link to my channel in this Discord or into
He hungers.
chat? Can I do that? I'll do it for Uncle OG too.
I was gonna say it would also be linked in the description once we're done. Whenever we're done.
All right. There
If
we go.
we're ever done.
What else we got? Mosin Sniper, shut up. Give us link, Bones. Yep, we did it. Is Lujan and Op. I don't know who that is. Topic: why lifting and cardio are both needed equally. You need to balance your physical fitness. If you are a meathead and can run, it's bad. And if you are a stick that all you can do is run, is bad. You got to be able to lift the homies out of the trenches. And you got to be able to ruck for a while. Bully, Bones, I will bully you on Discord. Allegedly, Mr. Bones, wild ride. Talk about 2-day weekend FTX. They are silly and they are a waste of time. 2 weeks, 2 days for an FTX is not really enough to get any meaningful training done.
That's about the average
Trench and
duration of a marriage for Grand Thumb. Continue.
Yep. Trench and OG on the same stream. Never thought it'd happen. Yep. Yeah, we're reuniting the community to slay the Leviathan of Gunslop. Cat, yes. He's showing his pussy live. Everybody watch. Respect this man.
Allegedly.
Here.
Hell yeah, log TF2.
I'm not
We're
doing
waiting
it.
for it. TF2 would be pretty wild. We could show Trench TF2. He'd probably like it.
Dude, Trench would go crazy as heavy.
He would heavy or soldier. I feel like he'd do really well as soldier too.
He would be soldier. He would be soldier.
Yeah, he would just rocket launcher everybody. Should I paint my 1985 aim point? What? Bones? Should I paint my 1985 aim point 2000?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
If it's collectible, don't bubba it. If it's
Yeah.
not, no one cares.
He's stupid.
Trench, did you hear about the explosion at the SIG Sauer plant? They happen all the time.
Yes.
Shutting down focus trip. Oh, are they ending now? Are they ending their stream?
Yo,
That's
we
fun.
outlived the focus stream?
Yeah, dude, we've
Hold on. We just got a second wind. We just got a second wind. If focus shuts down, if they shut down before us, we win the internet legally.
Dude, I checked earlier because I didn't know he was going live today. I checked. We had 200 viewers and he had 100.
What?
Let that sink in. That sink in.
That is
it might have been the start of the stream, but they were live.
Knocking at the door. Let him in.
That is sad.
No, I'm sure they had a good time. They had a lot of people on the.
Well, that's the thing. No offense against Focus. His streams are best when it's like 2-3 guests, and it's like controlled narrative. When he gets like 100 idiots in there, it gets crazy.
If we let Hop in here, the internet would not be the same.
If we let Hop in here, the whole channel will
would be
burn
insane.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
but
it
Hop
would
is such
be.
a homie, though. Hop is so cool.
He seems like a good dude.
Hop reminds me a lot of myself if, like, I stopped giving a fuck about optics and shit and just, like, wanted to be my own.
Hold on, we're
person.
streaming. We're streaming the Focus Strip stream. Hold on.
Really good.
You
say, like, hey, like.
I'm refreshing YouTube. We are 194.
We're watching the
by
Focus
a
Strip.
whole bunch of countries. That,
I'm watching an
have
ad right now.
Not that
telling
great of a
myself.
religion,
Okay, now I'm live.
You know.
Whoa!
Wait, yeah, the Jewish religion is any better.
Is
it
premium? Oh my God! They let this man have a
The
life.
Goyim are gonna
Dude, we got some
serve
classics
me
in there. We
after
got-
the Messiah
There's
comes.
so much going on.
This guy over here says, yeah, you have to pay to play.
We're over here like Sunday spicy
There's
with their
so many voices.
I don't even believe.
Okay, I muted
I don't
them.
hear it.
I muted them.
Focus stream?
Yes.
Yeah, we're double dipping.
This
the stream.
dude is literally wearing like an American flag.
It's beautiful as is schmog.
Brother,
As a face
it won't
covering.
let me live chat with them, or else I would.
Oh, here I'll do it. What do I need to say?
Just say we are watching you, always watching.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'm in. I'm hacking the mainframe.
Hack the mainframe.
It's on the focus.
We are
Frogs looks like GBRS concubine.
Oh wait, I think I might have got
He's just
access.
got that vibe.
Oh
to him.
God, are we doing the concubine thing again?
Huge ass for 49 says Hawkeye looks like the final boss of a local GameStop.
He's not fat enough.
What's Focus Trip's first name again?
John.
We're rating stream really. I don't hear him. Hold on, I can.
These
I can see him at like an actual live action role.
Hold on, they're watching us. Watching them.
Can we watch?
We're watching us.
Nuts.
Watching
It's gotta be crazy being Trench fans and just you sign on and we've all gone from
God, I fucked up spelling his name. I'm fucked up right now. I'm gonna
I'm
be honest with
disliking
you.
your stream for streaming over me, by the way.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
I'm
A100.
American
I couldn't
spell
spell John on the keyboard if I wanted to.
Oh god, there's so much happening. It won't let me comment.
What's that?
It will not.
It's streamception. Look how
Dude,
layered
there's
this
so
is.
much going on.
This is getting silly.
This is getting crazy.
I don't hear him. Wait, hold on.
They're watching us, watching them.
Why is there like 1,000 fucking people in
I'm
the
disliking
stream?
your stream. Yeah, it's gonna get real bad real fast.
He's a
So
big
what?
guy.
He just left any old fucking goofball in there?
That's
Oh,
how
he
you
muted-
win the
He
internet.
muted it. They're not gonna hear that part.
Oh no!
Brother, I don't even know what I'm looking at this point.
It's,
Should I start-
I'm
should I-
watching
should I
it. It's
start
just so many
seriously
streams
working?
tied into one
It's
stream.
streamception.
So many faces. There's
Yeah.
so many faces.
There's too many homies on screen right now.
Yeah, true. No, that's how many times you
Should
have
I
to
should
do
I
it.
start
That's okay.
furiously twerking so they could all see it?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Oh my god,
Throw it back.
my brain hurts. I don't even know what I just saw. Okay, we're back. What happened?
Just check out what Uncle OG's breaking it down sexual
Oh,
style for us
good.
right now.
This is the content we need. This is what the guys are here for.
Oh my god. Are they still watching?
I think they cut ours off. I had to turn it off. My
Oh.
brain was hurting from the.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the dude streaming that dude that's streaming the other dude. That's really good.
Brother, okay. Okay, I think we made it. Bones, what do you got going on? Plug your stuff. Guys, we're going to end it up here in a minute. Once you get done, go over to the Focus Trip live stream and let them know that we sent you. Go ahead,
Yes.
Bones.
We got, as I had alluded to earlier, we're going to be God's strongest PCC defender in the next video. It'll be a super good time. Hopefully you guys will learn something, and I'm really excited to make the video and make people angry. Go to the channel, join the Discord. It's free. We can talk autism, and you can tell me why you hate PCCs and leave mean comments. I read them all, and I love to see the hate. So
He's like, I get mental illness from every comment.
yeah, it gives me cancer. Some of the comments give me cancer in the best way possible. So, super fun being here, guys. It was a great time. Check out Uncle OG. I'll let him do his self-plug too. He's a super base dude and good people and pushing out good content like myself.
Fucking
My
squirt.
God.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna squirt.
Flicking OG's bean for him.
Yeah. Fucking. Yeah, I'm Uncle OG on YouTube. Same name, same spelling. Look for the dickhead in the pink mask. I make very similar content, and
Very funny dude. Very funny.
yeah. No, I try not to take shit too seriously. So if you're tired of drama or fucking things being too static in the gun world, stop on by. I'll give you a break from it, and we could be chill about shit and laugh about stuff. I also have a Discord. You can go to my newest YouTube video talking about the naked rifle, and there's a link there, and you could join my Discord there. Either way, I'm in Bones's Discord. I'm in my Discord. Fucking, I hang
Your
out.
mom's Discord.
I'm terminally online is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I have a problem with my cell phone, and I can't put it down even when I'm at work. So if you wanna hang out, if you wanna talk with sexy OGs in your area, you could fucking hit me up whenever. It don't matter. But yeah,
Hell
I got a
yeah.
lot of other videos planned. And we ain't gonna stop now. So
Absolutely. We're rolling in it.
Okay. This was that's a cat in a bathtub. That's okay.
Aw.
Well, this was definitely one of the best streams or most fun streams I think we've ever done.
Yeah,
So
100%.
chat, thanks for hanging out. If you watch this in VOD format, comment, like, do all the stuff, join the Patreon, support these guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see. I'm gonna continue, I guess, chilling. Go touch base with Nighthawk, but
Chill.
I'll see everybody in the focus trip chat. So everyone go over to
In the peanut gallery.
Yep, the focus trip chat. Go over there to the live stream and support him. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, Bones, and Uncle OG, your average Garantham haters, though your mom said that we have at home signing out.